And in fact, yeah, Monroeville, we have about 5 to 10 minutes probably. Here are the current observations. Calvert, we're going down to 55 degrees right now. Lucedale's probably colder than that right now. See temperatures in the 70s here. That's still that severe potential air with the temperatures in the 70s there. Here we go though. 51 in Grove Hill, 48 in Thomasville, 48 in Chatham right now. Incredible stuff there. So Monroeville, this is coming to you. For tomorrow morning, understand that we are dealing with a hard freeze. We have an extreme cold warning that's been issued. A hard freeze. We're going to have temperatures that are down into the low 20s, what feels like temperatures in the 10s, and possibly in places like Thomasville, all the way down into the single digits. So it's a possibility for our inland spots north of Highway 84. Could be a really, really cold one there. Here's the wind observations right now. This is sustained winds, 14 in Leakesville, 14 in Fairhope, 13 and 24 in Pensacola going the other way. Remember, the front is located right across our area right now. The wind gusts right now. I'm curious to see if we still have some of the insane numbers that we had. Yeah, that observation of 55, I'm still questioning. 33 in Mobile right now, 40 for a wind gust in Bay Minette, 30 in Evergreen, 36 in Pensacola. Notice the southerly wind on this side, that's the warm, humid air. Then this northwesterly wind on the top northwestern side of our area, that's the cold front blowing in with the colder air there. Where are we going with this? Again, we have the wind advisory through the rest of the day today. And I want to get to the low temperatures because that's going to be the most telling thing. This is what we were talking about and you were asking about. This is tomorrow morning. 21 in Grove Hill. 22 in Monroeville. That's just the air temperature. Could be a little colder than this. But the actual feels like temperature will be even lower. In fact, here's the forecast wind chill, and you can see 10 in Grove Hill. Thomasville, you could be in the single digits. 13 in Mobile, 17 in Gulf Shores, 16 in Molino, 14 in Milton. That's tomorrow morning. And again, on Tuesday morning, we'll deal with this kind of air as well. So here's your extreme cold warning again. Midnight Sunday night into noon Monday, lows around 5 in some spots. I mean wind chill lows, meaning the lowest wind chill that you will feel is probably around 5 degrees in some of our inland spots. Around 8 to 10 degrees on Tuesday morning. The wind will not be as crazy then, but still they have the extreme cold watch that has been issued.
And then we can hear thunder here at the FOX10 studio. That was thunder, yeah.
Wow. Incredible stuff there. So let's see, I don't know what it's going to pick me up to. All right, the severe weather outlook again continues here. As we've talked about, we're going to go to radar here in a second. They have dropped that mesoscale discussion. Oops, I went to the wrong thing. Go back up to the top for me. And we'll go back to live radar here and check things out. Let's see. Jennifer, a great question here asking how will the roads be in the morning? I think, based on all indications, I'm kind of shocked at how fast the temperatures are dropping. I'm going to keep an eye on the observations here in northwestern Greene County, because if they get low enough, it might be something to watch. But right now, our thinking is that the wind is so strong out there that it will likely dry up the roads before the temperatures get so low and the road temperatures actually hit freezing. Because remember, the road temperatures is going to take some time to get to freezing. We were just at 70 degrees. So we're at 70 degrees. The road temperatures are pretty warm. It's going to really take time to get those road temperatures down. So even if we do drop really close to freezing, it's going to take some significant cold for that to happen, and I think the wind that we're going to have tomorrow morning is going to be enough to help us out. Thunderstorms intensifying right now for places like Mobile County and Jackson County. We'll zoom in, kind of talk about this a little bit. So Chunchula is right here, Georgetown's right here. This is Wilmer, this is Sims, Saraland, Chickasaw, Pritchard, Mobile, Midtown Mobile, all getting into some heavy rain at this point. Let us know if you're watching from there. Let us know if you have any power outages on our Facebook chat. Also let us know what you're seeing. If you have any pictures, by the way, that you want to send in, you can send those in on the FOX10 weather app. I literally have those right in front of me on the iPad, so I will see them when they come in. Then looking south of US 98, we have the airport that's right here. go down to Theodore, places like that. You have heavy rain that's going, actually Theodore, it looks like, Theodore, Irvington, probably no rain right now. It's just north of Interstate 10. But this is a heavy core of rain that's happening. And then here in Jackson County as well, we do have the heavy rain going on as well. I'm going to, Hannah saying 8 Mile getting heavy rain and thunder right now. School closings, we have not seen anything of that. If we were to see anything of that, we would let you know on Fox 10, but right now we have not seen anything of that. And I mean, it's just going to be cold tomorrow morning. That's it. So it shouldn't be that scary of a situation tomorrow morning. You're just going to have to bundle up as you get out the door, and we'll keep an eye on the road conditions for you just in case. But again, I'm leaning more on the side of black ice and stuff will not be a major concern. All right, so now we have a new tornado watch that has been issued, getting the details on that. So tornado watch number 4, the 4th tornado watch of the year, is in effect, and it will be for Baldwin, Butler, Crenshaw, Conecuh, Escambia, Covington counties in Alabama, Escambia, Santa Rosa, Okaloosa counties in northwest Florida. And that one will be until 6 p.m. and they will cancel it as the line rolls through. So we'll update the graphic here. That is going to be until 6 p.m. And here's your new tornado watch. It is essentially east of Interstate 65 where we have that tornado watch there, and that's all the counties in yellow. So there is a potential, as Hannah's updating the graphic here, for thunderstorms that could produce an isolated tornado. Therefore, we have that until 6 p.m. We'll get this posted pretty soon. But here is the latest update as it zooms in. There you go. And you see how it's east of Interstate 65. Right now, 65 is where the line of thunderstorms is, and that's going to push through this watch area pretty shortly here. So I'm going to let Hannah do that on socials. If you're not following us on social media, find our Facebook pages, follow them. We post all the time with your regular weather updates. So Hannah's going to be posting that, and we'll be posting that out soon. A quick note here, and we might be considering a severe thunderstorm warning here in a moment for Mobile County. It looks like some of the wind might be getting to that point. So we'll take a look at that here in a second. And as you can hear, I don't know if you just heard that thunder that just happened. It is thundering right now. So let us know where you're watching from, and we'll talk about this. So this is the thunderstorm that's going on right now in Mobile County. It looks like the strongest part of the thunderstorm is in between Saraland, Chickasaw, Pritchard, Mobile, Midtown Mobile, stretching down all the way to the south end of Big Creek Lake, Dawes, and on the north side of Grand Bay north of Interstate 10. That's where we have the heaviest thunderstorm going on right now. This is pushing off to the east. If a warning were to get issued for this, the warning would likely include places like Daphne, Spanish Fort, all the way up to places like Hurricane, Crossroads, Bay Minette there, Barnett Crossroads, name is escaping me there, but a lot of these locations right near Spanish Fort here, especially along 31. This thunderstorm is the one that is coming towards you. So you're going to have lightning and possibly some gusty winds here. And one thing that we're noticing with this signature is there's almost a little bit of a C shape. I'm not sold on that yet. There's almost a little bit of a backwards C shape with this here, and wind could be punching in on the backside, and we might see some stronger wind coming soon. Also, I will mention that the National Weather Service has gone ahead and issued a special marine warning. That special marine warning goes for Mobile Bay right now. So that is, of course, for the thunderstorms that are going across the bay soon here. Right now, Roxy giving us a little report here. Wind is pretty bad in Mobile. Rain bouncing off the roof. Wow, the rain was actually going straight up in the air because the wind was hitting the house so hard. That makes complete sense. It is extremely windy there. And we'll get a sample of velocities here in a second. I'm actually going to hop over and do a second radar source check. One thing that we like to do, and it keeps us smart and keeps our wits about us, we always have some kind of secondary radar source that we use. I actually have 3. I have one that I'm using on the side here, and I use my phone occasionally too, just to double check to see what's going on with these thunderstorms and the wind that we have going on with them. So I'm actually going to check some of that here. And Hannah, if you could actually zoom on into Mobile as well. Let's see. You know, the velocities, they're not crazy there. So I'm looking right now at this leading edge that is going right through Midtown, getting to downtown Mobile right now, and sampling some of the velocities on a secondary source here, and 44 miles per hour, 41 miles per hour. So for all of those of you that are saying it's so windy as this thunderstorm's rolling through, 40-mile-per-hour winds happening right here in this area. In fact, look, this is it on velocity. And you can see there's a little bit of brighter color right here. And actually this part right here where my finger is, government's right here. Literally the FOX10 studio is right there where my finger is. This is a really well sampled part of the atmosphere. The radar beam has an amazing view there. And what do you know? Oh, wow. Okay, so we're going with a severe thunderstorm warning down here. So let's check the reflectivity here on this one.
Oh, my power just went out. Power's out.
Power's
Flickered.
out.
Oh.
Oh, just flickered again. You have control of the computer still?
Nope.
Okay.
All my computers just went out.
All right, so I will hop in and take control of the computers there. So yeah, it looks like we just had a little power
Okay, there we
flicker.
go.
We're back?
We're back.
Okay, good. I will be prepped and ready just in case. New severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued here for this southern part of this line, right now in between Grand Bay and Pascagoula. So if you're just joining us, just getting the notification here, severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for southern Mobile County. One note, the severe thunderstorm warning does have a tornado possible tag with it. What does that mean? That means what it says, a tornado is possible, not a guarantee at all in this thing. It's just saying that there could be a brief spin up in this thing as the storm is moving from west to east. And if a situation becomes warranted, they would issue a tornado warning if they actually saw something. But right now, it's just to indicate severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for southern Mobile County. Right now, the heaviest wind is happening in Grand Bay. The velocities right now on this thing, if we can check those, I'm curious to see what it looks like. And you see these really bright velocities just ahead of the line here. One indication or one thing that we might be seeing, because these velocities are so strong, some of that wind could get transferred down to the surface. And we will see, especially once this line moves over the bay, the radar will get so much of a better view of this, and we'll actually be able to tell much better what the velocities look like in this storm. But right now, severe thunderstorm warning that goes until 11:30 with a tornado possible tag for portions of Mobile County. This is areas south of Interstate 10. That includes places like Irvington, Bayou La Battery, Codan, Alabama Port, Faustinus, Bellefontaine, all the way up to the south side there on DIPs, just south of Interstate 10 there, south of downtown Mobile. So again, severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued there. It looks like they're saying that this is actually the strongest part of the storm right now. I will mention that the northern side that I was talking about earlier, that's going to be going into Spanish Fort here soon, does also look really quite strong. If we zoom off to the north here and take a look at it, we'll go up to near Spanish Fort here. And we'll check reflectivity. Velocities maybe not as impressive as they were, but you see how the line looks a little bit brighter on the colors. And another thing to look at, you see the sharp gradient if you go back to reflectivity in between the clear air and the bright red here. That is just near Interstate 10. That sharp gradient that we have there, that's an indication that this thunderstorm's intensifying. And you can actually see more lightning happening now right over the FOX10 studios that we've been dealing with there. That's getting into downtown Mobile. So that's the situation with that part of the line that's going to move into Spanish Fort. The severe warned part of the line with the tornado possible tag is down here in the southern part of Mobile County. And that is the situation right now. So 11:04 is our time if you're just joining us. Meteorologist Nicholas Raboso here with meteorologist Hannah Fink. We are tracking what is now a severe weather situation with a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Mobile County. A couple reports from you, our viewers here. Christina, power flickering right now at Cottage Hill and Hillcrest. Pretty rough in Grand Bay south of I-10. For folks that are watching right now in Grand Bay, please, if you get the chance, put in the comments. I want to know what it feels like out there and how it's going, because you are under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. So let us know there. Again, severe thunderstorm warning continues. I will mention, so severe thunderstorm warning continues for southern Mobile County. Jackson County, you're getting out of this now. Your temperature is dropping rapidly. If you're in Hurley, Agricola, your temperature is probably falling into the, I don't know at this point. Let's see. Pulling up the temperatures right now. 46 in Loosedale, so probably in the 50s and 40s. Right now, just on the other side of this line. Meanwhile, we have temperatures in the 70s here. This warm, humid air ahead of the line is going to be what fuels these thunderstorms over the next couple of hours. It's unstable air. We talk about CAPE, convective available potential energy, unstable air that fuels the thunderstorms. That is what we have ahead of this in the warm air with temperatures in the 70s and high dew points. So this is the area we're going to be watching for the thunderstorm. Let's go back to radar now at this point and get the update. The big picture going on right now. So if you're just joining us, it is 11:05. We have a line of thunderstorms that is pretty much right along Interstate 65 from Monroeville all the way down through Frisco City, Bay Minette, all the way down through Mobile and South Mobile County on the state line there right near the Mississippi Sound. The strongest part of this line seems to be right here in South Mobile County, where we have a severe thunderstorm warning. There's another very strong part of this line that is impacting downtown Mobile right now. We'll be checking some of those live cameras shortly because that'll be an interesting thing because we have so many live cameras in the Mobile area. And if you have any photos of what's going on that you can safely take, you can send those in on the Fox 10 weather app and we can take those there. But again, Saraland, Satsuma, all the way down to dealing with the heavy rain. These are some of our live camera views right now in our triple box that you can see with us. One thing to look, the one that's at the very bottom there, the bottom of your screen, the bottom corner of your screen, that is Battleship Memorial Park. And you can see this almost tinge to the sky, this tint to the sky there. Really heavy rain is going on right now in downtown Mobile that is about to reach the camera. The camera in the middle there, that is our camera at the Fox 10 studios here in McGowan Park, Mobile, near the 6510 interchange, exit 1 of Interstate 65. And right now we're dealing with some very heavy rain. We also had some decent light flashes there. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea. Is that the Admiral camera up top? Admiral camera up top. And actually the Admiral camera is the one right now that is in the heaviest of the rain. And you can see, because that Admiral camera is located right here where my finger is. So right in the heaviest stuff in downtown Mobile. So downtown Mobile getting some of the heaviest rain at this point. Let's see. McDonald Road, Old Pascagoula Road near Grand Bay. Devin putting this in. Torrential downpour winds really howling too. So good report there from this area right in the line. We appreciate these ground truth reports here. Let me see what the Weather Service is saying. Good note there. Let's see here. Right. Theodore Dawes area, lightning, thunder, heavy rain, windy. That makes complete sense. And we do have, if you are in Theodore, Irvington, all the way down to Bayou La Batre, you're just on the edge of that severe thunderstorm warning. Let's go to velocity real quick. Not seeing anything crazy at this point. You have these very bright colors. This is the bright colors right ahead of this thing. That is the wind aloft punching in to the storm, and that's the concern. We have such strong winds going on aloft right now. If you saw my post on social media talking about the 850 millibar jet, it's this fancy term, the low-level jet. Essentially, it fuels the thunderstorms from the low levels. It gives the low levels of the atmosphere its wind shear. And the low-level jet right now, about 5,000 feet up in the air, is really strong. And we're seeing that on our velocity product right now. And that means that some of that wind is getting transferred to the surface. It's been gusty winds all day, but also in the thunderstorms, some of that wind is getting transferred to the surface, and it's something we're watching closely. Looks like things are calming down right now here at McGowan Park in that middle camera view there. Now starting to rain at Battleship Memorial Park there, and the Admiral camera just looks rough right now. Watching the front end of this line here, lightning's happening, gusty winds. Downtown Mobile, let's move off to the north here and take a look at it. Downtown Mobile, Pritchard, in some of the heaviest rain right now. That's Cochran Africatown Bridge right there, that little bend you see, and that's where we have some of the heaviest rain going on. Then going up 255, a beautiful stretch of road, getting all the way up from Hurricane down to the 65 interchange there near Stockton, and you have heaviest rain going on there. For my folks inland, let's go inland and take a tour here of the radar. If you are in Washington County, all clear to your severe weather threat. All clear. We're good. We're chilling right now. It's getting cold. Temperatures are plummeting really quickly there. Jackson right now, you have an all clear to your severe weather threat. Temperatures are going down and going down fast. Grove Hill as well, your temperatures going down rapidly at this point. Monroeville, I talked to you a little while ago. We said, hey, your temperature is going to go down soon. It's probably doing that now. As the rain is passing off to your east, the rain is about to get to Interstate 65 here. Franklin, Beatrice, light rain with cooling temperatures. Thomasville, light rain with cooling temperatures right now. 11:10 is your time. You're watching live coverage here from the FOX10 STORMtracker Center. Meteorologist Nicholas Urboso, meteorologist Hannah Fink in the studio, in the main FOX10 studio, tracking everything. Hannah, it looks like right now the strongest thunderstorms are in Mobile County, and behind it, it's the cold air.
Yes, I 1000% agree with that statement at this point. And like you said, those counties that are under the all clear, you're definitely feeling that temperature drop right now, about a 20 to 30 degree drop. Mobile's already seen a temperature drop. We were at about, I would say, 72 degrees before this line of storms hit our area, and now we're about 57 degrees. We've been talking about that sharp temperature drop throughout the day all weekend long, and areas like Bay Minette, Daphne, Fairhope, especially in Baldwin County, you're going to want to prepare for this line of storms to head to your area. And then we're seeing some lighter showers in the area of Milton and Allentown in northwest Florida at this time. But we still have that tornado watch in place for areas east of I-65. So if you are in areas of Baldwin County, northwest Florida, areas of Bruton, just prepare. You're about to get your fair share of some stronger thunderstorms as well as it continues to move from the west to the east. And if you got your heavy downpour, well, your temperatures are about to drop here in just a few minutes, probably 30 minutes. It's been quite quick. And we actually have a graphic where we can look at our temperatures right now. Wonder what Mobile has dropped to since we last looked at it. We're still at 57 in Mobile. Oh, that's not current temperatures. Here's current temperatures. All right, right now in Mobile, we're still at 57, but our northern counties, Chatham's at 45 right now, so is Leakesville, 46 in Lucedale. Monroeville, 71, but I don't see that lasting very long, especially since that gradient is just now over them. 57 degrees over in Pascagoula. Taking a little closer look, 52 in Calvert right now, 53 in Wilmer, 46 in Lucedale. In our more northern areas, we have 45 in Chatham, 47 in Thomasville, 51 in Grove Hill, and 41 degrees in Sand Hill at this time. 69 in Beatrice and 69 in Monroeville. That temperature was recently updated because they were at about 72 degrees about a second ago. So Evergreen and Bruton, you're about to get your fair share of that temperature drop, and also in Baldwin County and northwest Florida. And like we mentioned, we're tracking the possibility of strong to severe storms as this front is moving through the area. That tornado watch is in place. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in southern Mobile County at this time. Live coverage here with me and meteorologist Nicholas Urboso.
Yeah, I'm actually doing some social media posts right now. If you are not following us on social media, we highly recommend that you do so. Just search our names on social media, and you'll be able to get to us just kind of posting about the tornado watch real quick. Also, if you have any photos or videos that you want to send us, you can send us those on the FOX10 weather app. It's a super easy process to do so. Just go onto the app, submit pictures and videos, a huge button. Press that button and you're good to go here. So live radar right now as we're tracking a line of intensifying thunderstorms here. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning that continues for southern Mobile County, but we do have strong thunderstorms extending all the way up into Escambia County, Alabama. Atmore, it looks like you're about to get into some light to moderate rain pretty shortly here. It actually looks like Hannah, if you'll zoom in for me to western Escambia County, Alabama. This is actually one heavier downpour that is going on right now, and for some reason the road name is escaping me. Zoom in more, like way more. Alabama 21 here near Huxford. I don't know why my brain couldn't think of that. Alabama 21 near Huxford there. Atmore's down here. This is a heavier downpour that's going on. This is Barnett Crossroads, Wallace right here. And this is where we have some heavy rain. This is not severe at this point. Zooming on down, we'll go down 65 here and hop over to northern Baldwin County. This is Rabun, the Rabun Road exit right there. This is Bay Minette, the Bay Minette exit on Interstate 65. This is where some of our heaviest rain actually begins, and it goes south. If you're along 225, driving along 225 right now in Baldwin County in between Stockton and Spanish Fork, probably not the best situation. It's windy there, and we do have heavy rain that's falling with a little bit of lightning, but not severe technically with this at this point. Bay Minette, you're getting in on some very heavy rain right now. You have to refresh that. Then zooming on down, we'll go to downtown Mobile now. So Chickasaw, Saraland, Mobile downtown. In fact, that live camera is up top there from our Dolphins camera. That's that top corner that you see. And you can actually see, which is impressive. I guess that's good news there. Battleship Memorial Park, which is right here. You actually have some heavy rain that's going on at this moment. This is technically below severe limits, even though I know the wind is pretty gusty. Then the one severe thunderstorm warning that we have ongoing right now is in South Mobile County. It does have that tornado possible tag for us. The severe thunderstorm warning goes on until 11:30 this morning. And yeah, there's that tornado possible tag. You see how the line's just a little bit squiggly? Not as defined, so we have to watch for areas of possible rotation there. And right now we're not seeing any that are super clear, but we're keeping an eye on it for you, of course. Theodore and Irvington, some of the places that are getting some of the heaviest rain right now, all the way over to St. Elmo and Grand Bay. Head down to Bayou La Battery and Coden, with right on the coast there. You have some heavy rain that is moving through. Eventually, that'll get us to Alabama Port and Faustinus. If you live right on Alabama 193 Dauphin Island Parkway, right along the western shore of Mobile Bay, it's maybe not raining hard right this second. Eventually, you will get some of the heavier rain. Hannah, what is the chat saying right now? Seeing anything?
One thing I did want to know is Wendy made a comment on why did he say all clear like the rain is gone. When we are mentioning all clear, we are all clear of any severe weather threat for your area. We are still going to expect rain over the next couple of hours. When you get those gusty winds, we're going to continue to see gusty winds as well. But when you have that heavy downpour, thunder, and lightning, that areas like downtown Mobile is getting, Bayou La Battery, Theodore, you name it. Once this heavier part moves through, we're still going to see rain behind the system. This front has rain right behind it still. But once those temperatures drop, the severe limit is over. That is what we mean by all clear. We're not saying that the rain is going to be over, because as you can see, I'm going to zoom out real quick, and you can see, even though we gave the all clear to our Mississippi counties, they're still getting rain. There's rain in Hattiesburg as well that still has to make its way over to us. We're probably going to see rain till about 6 o'clock tonight. So that is what we mean by all clear. And you're probably, even if you're getting the heavier downpours now, you're still going to see rain later on in the rest of the day as those temperatures continue to drop. So it'll be more like a almost cold rain around the 6 o'clock hour.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of those communities that are now in the all clear for severe weather, they are getting that very cold rain. So again, to be clear, because you're right, that can be a little bit confusing, and I need to be clear with what I'm saying here. Jackson County, Mississippi, George County, Mississippi, Greene County, Mississippi. Right now, you are getting a cold and light rain. But technically, you are all clear from the severe weather threats. I mean, you're not going to get a huge thunderstorm. Now, looks like places like Chunchula, far northern Mobile County. That includes places like Georgetown as well. You are now out of the severe weather threat. However, Mobile, you have a thunderstorm going on right now, so you have a thunderstorm. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for right along the western shore of Mobile Bay. Baldwin County is not all clear yet. You have a severe threat coming your way, as you have thunderstorms that are still have the possibility of becoming severe, which is a very technical definition. Right now in Washington County, you can give you the all clear, and in Clark County, we can give you all clear to severe weather. If you are east of Interstate 65, however, places like Escambia County, Alabama, Atmore, Bruton, places all the way up to Evergreen, and also Northwest Florida. If you're joining us from Northwest Florida, you are also still in an environment that is possibly conducive for severe weather. It's not a guarantee, but it's something that could happen. Lisa asking about the Foley area. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Baldwin County real quick. So there's Gulf Shores, there's Foley, Magnolia Springs, Fairhope. Right now, no rain happening there. It's probably very windy there. There's a view from some of our Baldwin County cameras right now, including Orange Beach, was on the bottom of your screen. The top of your screen is Daphne. You're looking towards the interchange of Interstate 10, the ramp to get yourself down to the causeway, and then US 90-98, that busy intersection there near the Jubilee Square Shopping Center. It looks like things are okay there right now. You see how it is clear, but this is coming our way. We're going to watch very closely as this line moves across the bay for any intensification. If you're in Foley, if you're in Gulf Shores, if you're in Lillian, Alberta, Silver Hill, Barnwell, you're going to get a thunderstorm later on here within the next hour or so. And that thunderstorm could pack a punch. So let that thunderstorm pass. Then what's going to happen is it's going to be very quickly into a cold rain, a very cold rain after this. Trust me, we've seen some incredible drops in temperatures. By the way, somebody asking about movement. These thunderstorms are moving east or northeast at around 50 to 60 to 65 miles per hour. They're moving at a decent clip. So it will be a quick hit when it happens. And Hannah, you're looking at power outages. We do have some that are in the Mobile area right now.
Yeah, it looks like the Mobile area is the most affected by power outages right now. I mean, here at the FOX10 studios, we didn't lose power, but it definitely did flicker here about, I would say, twice, where we were unable to use the setup we have going on here. So we're looking at power outages there. It looks like a good portion of Mobile County is experiencing some power outages. I wouldn't be surprised if we experience some power outages in Baldwin County as this line makes its way over there. We're seeing some in Washington County and Clark County. Monroe County has a significant amount, especially near Beatrice. They're seeing some power outages over there. Frisco City has a minimal amount. In other areas near Jackson, they have some power outages as well. So would not be surprised if we continue to see that trend increase as we make our way into Baldwin County and then Northwest Florida. Would not be surprised if they saw some power outages there as well, because our friends over into the west near in our Mississippi areas, that we have seen reports of power outages there as well. So this is a strong moving storm, and it's mainly because of the wind gusts we've been seeing. They've been quite strong. Some thunderstorms they've seen have about 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. On average, we're going to see about 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts as this system continues to move through the FOX10 viewing area. In southern Baldwin County, we probably got about 30 to 45 minutes before this line makes it to you. Northern Baldwin County, you're just now in the heat of it. Bay Minette seeing some heavy downpours and a good bit of lightning. Gateswood is getting a little shower and thunderstorm right ahead of that front. And we're seeing some showers and thunderstorms ahead, really ahead of the front over in Northwest Florida that just moved through Allentown. But they are about to get this line moving through. We gave the timing about noon there as it makes its way to the northern tip of Escambia County, Florida, and then it'll continue to move from the northwest, kind of northwest to the east there. And so we're looking about 2 p.m., 3 p.m. is when this line will move out, but the rain will not stop till about 6:30 tonight. So when you have these strong thunderstorms move through, you're going to have cold rain right behind it. So the rain is not over, but the thunderstorms are going to last about 20 to 30 minutes in duration.
Hannah, real quick, because we got the question about it. The warning has speed of 65 miles per hour forward speed on this. Let's do like 60 and pull a track out through Baldwin County so we can give some arrival times. Spanish Fort, it looks like the rain is beginning right now, but we're going to actually track this out for you with our storm tracker technology, and we're going to see 60. Yeah, try to get it to 60. You might have to go as far as you can there. This is a little, try it again.
That's what I'm
but
going
while
for.
you're doing that, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of those outages. One of the larger outages that we have right now is actually near Grand Bay. Looks like over 50 customers out. It's on the northwest side of Grand Bay, Government Boulevard, Morse Lane, Oakdale Avenue, near the Elizabeth Church there. That is not impacting places like the library in Grand Bay, but it's just off to the east of that, just off to the east of 90 and 188 there. That's where we have one outage. That's a little larger outage according to Alabama Power right now on their website. All right, this is your ETAs for our line of thunderstorms. Bruton here at 11:29 a.m. Jay, Florida at 11:39 a.m. This is at the arrival of the very front edge of the line. Give or take a little bit here. Give or take. Molino at 11:51, 12 noon for Cantonment, NAS Pensacola at 12:14, 12:16 at Pensacola. So that is as this line moves across, and there could be some fluctuations with this. There could be some fluctuations as the line speeds up and slows down. If part of the line gets stronger, it'll push out and go a little faster. So something we have to watch there. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and quickly check. Oops, sorry, Hannah, I did not mean to, not going to kick you out there. I'm going to go ahead and check velocity on that southern part of Mobile Bay there. And just kind of check this out and see. We're keeping an eye, of course, if you've been following us, we do have a low-end tornado threat with some of this stuff. Right now, not seeing anything that is a concerning look here. And I'm just checking on a different source. We are seeing some pretty strong winds, though. I mean, over the bay, I'm seeing velocities at around 56 miles per hour over the bay, 45, 49. 51. And so this is what we're looking at. This is on Max 2. Thank you, Erica, for pulling that out. You can see some of these numbers that I'm sampling here. So this is getting towards the bay, and eventually these numbers of wind velocity will reach the eastern shore. We're going to be very close to a severe thunderstorm here right along the eastern shore right as the line comes at you. It's going to be a hard punch. So if you live right on the eastern shore, giving you that about 5 to 10 minute storm tracker alert heads up that's coming your way. If you live along 98 there, you do have some strong wind that's coming in. I'm going to clear this out and look again. We'll kind of zoom out here. So what you see here is you see these brighter areas of pink right here. That is some of the stronger wind. We're looking at wind velocity. So the radar is located right here at Mobile Regional Airport. And what's happening, this wind is in the thunderstorm. The thunderstorm's moving that way. And we can actually see the wind moving away from the radar. That is why it is red. Red is away from the radar on the color scale. So you've got this wind that's punching out like that. And you see that little spot right there, that little spot that has wind of 58 miles per hour, 56 miles per hour, that's really close to severe limits. So we'll see what the Weather Service does there. But an interesting note there with the winds. I'll go back to reflectivity and we'll kind of zoom out and look. So this is the big picture right now. 11:27 is our time. And what we're watching right now is the strongest part of the thunderstorm that is going right across Mobile Bay at this point here. There you can see across North Mobile Bay. Actually, it looks like some of the heaviest stuff right now is just getting out over the bay. Alabama Port's right here. And Bayou La Batre, it looks like your rain is getting a little bit calmer now. Grand Bay, all clear to severe weather at this point. You're getting colder now at this point. If you live right near Big Creek Lake, this is your severe weather all clear. It's still raining and it's going to get colder here soon. Wilmer as well. Sims as well, getting into the all clear. Citronelle, you're all clear from the severe weather threat. If you're in Baldwin County, the line is coming at you, and we're going to be watching this closely. I'll zoom north real quick up to places like Atmore and Bruton. Atmore right now, this is Alabama 21. Atmore going all the way up to Huxford, crossing 65. You have moderate rain that's going on. This is not severe. Right now for Bruton, indications are that we will see just some moderate rain. We'll see if anything intensifies there. And hopping north all the way up to Conecuh County, this is Evergreen right here. You see a little bit all of red. That is heavy rain that is falling. Lieffian right here, moving off from west to east. Hopping in here, I'll go ahead and talk about the places that do have all clear. Thomasville in Clark County, Grove Hill in Clark County, Chatham in Washington County. All those folks are in the all clear right now with colder temperatures. I mean colder temperatures that are going in. This wind is really blasting in out of the northwest, and we're seeing temperatures falling into the 40s right now in these locations. So cold rain is falling there at this point. Then in our Mississippi counties, as you can see, Leakesville, Lucedale, Sand Hill, all dealing with colder weather right now. Northwest wind, light rain, as all of that pushes in behind the main line of storms. Also in Jackson County, Pascagoula, D'Iberville, Biloxi. Here you are now all dealing with colder weather at this time. So right now your time is approaching 11:30. Meteorologist Nicholas Herboso, meteorologist Hannah Fink in the Storm Tracker Center. Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith just walked in as well. So we're fully staffed here covering the situation that's going on. We have one active warning technically still. A severe thunderstorm warning. We have some strong thunderstorms that are rolling across the bay, but the radar showing you here, this is the strongest line segment right now. Folks in northwest Florida will be dealing with this segment later on. If you are west of Interstate 65, and we've just dropped that warning here at 11:30. So 11:30, checking in with no warnings right now at this very second. I'm going to check that. Yeah, no warnings right now at this very second, with heavy rain falling northeast of Interstate or northwest of Interstate 65, cold rain falling northwest of Interstate 65. East of Interstate 65, we have a line of thunderstorms going on. And right now, the heaviest stuff seems to be over the bay. Checking out the situation overall, it looks like northwest Florida, you've dealt with just light rain showers so far. I mean, it's not a lot, but that line is coming at you. And as it does, remember we showed you the ETAs earlier, as it does, it could pack a punch. Our main concerns right now would be gusty winds inside the thunderstorm. There is a low-end tornado threat with this, but it is a low-end threat. Hannah's getting you your arrival times right now. Fairhope at 11:32. Jay, Florida at 11:46 up here. That's when the rain's going to get a little bit more intense for you. Foley, 11:50 for your arrival time. Gulf Shores, I'd say around 11:50 as well. Pensacola at 12:17. Again, give or take a little bit. These are approximate numbers there. And those are some of your cameras right now from Baldwin County, where you can see the heavy rain that is going on there. In fact, that Daphne camera, pretty decently heavy rain falling. Notice low cloud cover in Orange Beach. Actually quite an interesting looking picture there. Let's see here. Keeping an eye on the chat. Let us know where you're watching from if you're watching us live. If you're watching us live on our Fox 10 Gulf stream, on the app, on the weather app. I also encourage you to check out our stream on Facebook as well. If you have two devices, I highly recommend pulling both of those up because you can watch the stream, but you can also comment on the stream on the Facebook, and I have those right in front of me so I can see what's going on. You know, Garrett Henderson or Harrelson putting this one in there. Feels like tornado in Bay Minette. I get what you're saying there. You know the atmosphere. You know the severe weather atmosphere here on the Gulf Coast when it is so windy, it's humid as all get out, it's hot, temperature in the 70s, and that's exactly what we have right now in places ahead of this line. But it's not going to feel like that very soon. In fact, Bay Minette, probably in the next couple of minutes, you're going to get into the really cold air that's coming in. Hannah's pulling up the temperatures right now, and we'll check in at that. Those numbers will update soon. But 51 degrees in Calvert, 44 in Leakesville, 45 in Chatham, 67 in Monroeville, and 51 in Evergreen. I bet you that Monroeville observation is probably going to drop down here soon. Eerily warm in Destin. Yes, it is warm. Yeah, it got a little scary at Austell, but it seems that the worst is over. Yes, if you are at Austell and Mobile right now, look, Mobile Regional Airport's already dropped to 53 degrees. So you're about to, if you're like right on the water there in Mobile, you're going to get into a much colder atmosphere very soon, and everything's going to change. Everything's going to feel very different. Inland temperatures, Beatrice at 69 degrees, 69 now in Monroeville. I question those observations a little bit. I bet you they're going down quick. 51 in Grove Hill. That is 44 in Chatham and Sand Hill, 41 degrees. Could we get into the 30s here soon? Definitely a possibility. Jennifer checking in at Robertsdale, Kiara at DIP. Let us know where you're watching from there. Marie saying calming down in Grand Bay. That's what we want to hear. Now it's going to get cold. And, you know, Hannah, I'm checking in on the National Weather Service chat. They haven't.
Not much going on
Yeah,
in
no,
there.
they haven't said much of anything. Yeah. And what we were looking at with those high velocities right in front of the line, Weather Service clarifying, you can actually see it a little bit. See right here? That velocity that's got the weird colors there, that is also a little bit of side lobing. So the radar beam literally sampling different parts of the storm and printing the wrong image. Essentially, it's something that happens occasionally there. One good news is this part of the thunderstorm right here that I'm looking at, and Hannah's selecting some of those velocities there. This part of the thunderstorm that I am looking at here near Daphne Spanish Fort, that has got the best sample of wind based on the radar. And with the velocities that we're seeing right now, 26 miles per hour. Now, if you hit a bright spot, that bright spot on 181 near Malbus, hit that with the velocity query, Hannah. I'm curious, see that little bright spot right there? Yeah, 47, okay. So there's some gusty winds happening in this, but you may be asking, this is a crazy thunderstorm. Why isn't there a warning out for it? Well, the criteria for a warning is extremely specific, and they do that for a reason, to limit false alarms, and they're very careful about issuing severe thunderstorm warnings to limit false alarms. Your criteria, you need winds of 58 miles per hour or greater to get a severe thunderstorm warning driven by wind. Also, you can get hail 1 inch in diameter or greater. I do not think we've had any hail reports.
They didn't really highlight hail with the system moving through. I mean, the chances were not zero, but they were extremely low. The Storm Prediction Center mainly highlighted wind being the primary threat, and then a brief tornado spin up or two, which does make sense with the tornado watch we have issued at this point. But it looks to be gusty winds is the primary threat with this line moving through. If you're just now joining us, off to our west, we had reports of a microburst of about 60 miles per hour over near the Biloxi area. And then here we've been seeing wind gusts between 40 and 55 miles per hour as it's been moving through the FOX10 viewing area. Mobile County is about to get their all clear as the system is slowly making its way over the bay and into Baldwin County. And just to be clear, when we say all clear, it means all clear of severe weather. Temperatures are dropping, which means we're about to just be getting cold rain over the next couple of hours if you're getting that all clear. So that is one thing we wanted to specify as we continue to go in our severe weather coverage.
Yeah, I do want to note real quick, we just got a note in the Facebook chat from Washington County, and it said tree on power line in Washington County, widespread power outages, and that's from Beverly. I'm looking at the power outages right now in Washington County, and let me pull that up on this too. Let me update this. It looks like the number might be pretty decent here. Let's see. It is, okay, 74 customers. That does not seem that bad. It looks like Singing River Electric. I'm trying to see where the exact outages are, but because we've had strong wind there, I think it's definitely a possibility that we have some big power outages. But Hannah, right now, it looks like some of the most impactful weather is moving into Baldwin County and Northwest Florida.
Yes, and like we mentioned, people are saying Grand Bay is already feeling that temperature change, so definitely getting close to that all clear as we go on over the next couple of hours. Florida is just now getting the storm system moving through in northern Florida, Escambia County right now. Well, a good portion of Baldwin County, especially in Bay Minette, Fairhope is definitely seeing some of that lightning out there, those heavy downpours. Gulf Shores, you probably got about another 15 to 20 minutes or so. And then the rest of Northwest Florida, probably in the next 30 minutes, this line will be over you directly. Bruton definitely seeing some lightning at this time, as well as Atmore. Monroeville's just seeing some cold rain. Chatham seeing some cold rain, as well as Jackson, Coffeyville, Sandhill, Loosedale, Hurley. If I just named you in that bunch, you were just seeing cold rain at this point. You are all in the all clear. At this point, I think it's appropriate to say Mobile County is in the all clear at this point, except for at the very tail end. Dolphin Island is seeing some, right now, they're seeing a thunderstorm, but the most of the severity part is probably into Baldwin County at this part, but a decent thunderstorm right now over in Dolphin Island.
Yes. Okay, so let's see. Time now is 11:38. Here in the Storm Tracker Center, what we're going to do here very shortly, if you're watching us on Facebook or on the Fox 10 Gulf Stream, we thank you so much for watching us.
Did you see the comment in the Facebook about Beth said a waterspout in Mobile Bay when the initial onset of the weather arrived just north of McNally Park?
Waterspout. That's a good report. It would not be out of the question if something like that happened.
Especially since we do have that tornado watch in place, which means the conditions are favorable for a brief spin up with this line moving through, especially with wind shear values. For those who don't really know what wind shear is different wind directions as you go up in the atmosphere, which is supporting for the chance of spin ups, which is what they really were hinting at with this system moving through. But the primary threat is going to be those gusty winds. And we're seeing that as this line of storms move through. A lot of power outages are being reported as well as these storms are making their way through the area. We're seeing quite a bit of power outages in Mobile County at this point, as well as in Washington and Clark County, and they've got reports of some power outages over in Mississippi as well.
All right, so approaching 11:40 now. What we're going to do real quick is we're actually going to hop to the television side real quick, just to give a quick television update. So if you're watching us on our live streaming, we're going to stay live streaming on the same things. We're encouraging you to watch the live stream, especially on Facebook right now. But we're going to hop over to the television side. We're airing, I believe, some kind of recap program right now. So we're going to hop on there, have a quick update, and go on coverage there. But coverage continues right here from the FOX10 STORMtracker Center. Please stand by. We're going to go to air real quick. I'm meteorologist Nicholas Urboso on this FOX10 STORMtracker Alert Day. I'm joined by meteorologist Hannah Fink and Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith, who is also in the STORMtracker studio today. We're tracking a line of thunderstorms that's rolling across the area with some very, very cold temperatures coming in behind this line of storms. Here at 11:40 this morning, we have no severe weather warnings that are currently in place for our area. Again, no severe weather warnings. We're coming on television right now just to give you a kind of brief overview of the situation with what's going on. Here's the live radar right now at 11:41, and the area is split in half. Half of our area is extremely warm with temperatures in the 70s, and a line of thunderstorms is knocking down your door. That includes places like Pensacola, Gulf Breeze, Milton, Pace, Auburn, Baker, Crestview, all the way down to Fort Walton Beach and Destin. Those are the folks that are next in line to see thunderstorms. And we've been streaming live on the FOX10 Gulf Stream and on the FOX10 Weather app and on Facebook. We've been giving coverage of this line that's been moving through. Those places are next in line. However, areas west of Interstate 65 right now are in the all clear for severe weather. Again, if you are live west of Interstate 65, you are in the all clear for severe weather. That includes places like Mobile, Bay Minette, Monroeville, Frisco City, Beatrice, Jackson, Grove Hill, Thomasville, Coffeyville, Chatham, Millry, Leakesville, Sand Hill, Lucedale, Citronelle, Big Creek Lake, Pascagoula, Biloxi, D'Iberville, Van Cleve. All of those locations, if you are near one of those locations, you are in the all clear for severe weather. What's happening to you is the temperature is plummeting right now, and you're dealing with temperatures in the 40s. Hannah, what I want to do is hop north to south on this line. We'll start inland and go work down the entire line for us and get everybody oriented at what's going on. We'll start here in Clark County and Monroe County, where this is where we have the light rain going on. Franklin, Beatrice, Monroeville, it's light rain and cold temperatures. Thomasville and Grove Hill, Coffeyville, cold temperatures as well. Hopping over to Conecuh County, though, Evergreen, you've just gotten off a really heavy thunderstorm. In fact, if you're in East Evergreen, you're still dealing with this thunderstorm. This is going to progress through the rest of the county, eventually get into Covington County outside of the FOX10 viewing area very shortly. We have a heavier thunderstorm here in Escambia County, Alabama, which is impacting Atmore right now. Interstate 65 is right here. This is a non-severe thunderstorm, but it is producing heavy rain. Bruton, you're about to get a bout of some very, very heavy rain very shortly. This is moving off to the east, eventually places like Bradley getting in on some of that. Then we move down. Mobile and Baldwin counties here. So if you're near Bay Minette, north of Bay Minette, you're dealing with calmer conditions now at this point. Citronelle, Chinchilla, Mount Vernon, all the way down to Saraland, Satsuma, Chickasaw, Pritchard, Mobile, West Mobile, all the way over to Wilmer, Big Creek Lake. All clear. It's just a cold rain happening now. Same thing for Grand Bay. The main line itself is located along a line from Atmore all the way down through places like Spanish Fort, Daphne, Malbus, Loxley there, and then down to Fairhope. Right now, places like Bay Minette dealing with moderate rain, but places like Laurel Hill, Loxley, Daphne, Bell Forest, Fairhope, Montrose, dealing with some of the heaviest rain and some gusty winds at this point. A future track of this, according to its forward speed, which is at a really decent clip, shows storms getting to Jay here in the next couple of moments, Foley by 11:54, Seminole by 12:02, then Pensacola by 12:22. And if you've been following us on our live stream page, you know that that number has been fluctuating slightly based on the forward speed of this. So it's a rough number, but it gets you an idea. Gulf breeze by 12:27, 12:39 here in Crestview. This line of thunderstorms eventually going to get there. We're going to have full coverage. Of course, we're live in case anything does happen as this pushes through. Once again, we are also live streaming right now on Facebook, so please let us know where you're watching from, or if you're watching us on the TV side, pull out your phone and head to the Facebook side so that you can tune into our coverage. And we thank you, everybody that's been tuning in. A couple other notes that folks are telling us about. We've had some power outages. Did get one report from a viewer of a tree down on a power line in Washington County. Don't know the exact location of that. Then also a lot of viewers reporting the winds coming in behind this line. So your line is right here and it contains gusty winds, but then really cold air pushes in behind it as well. And it's quite windy there. We've seen some impressive wind gusts behind this, and that is blowing things around too in that cold rain. Not a pleasant place to be. Also, a lot of folks talking about how warm it is right now. Places like Pensacola, Foley, we're at temperatures in the 70s. That's that warm, humid air that's fueling the thunderstorms, and it just kind of feels like a thunderstorm day right there right now. And of course, the line of thunderstorms is moving off to the east. So let us know where you're watching from in the Facebook chat. I do want to kind of keep going here. Hannah, have you exported that? Are you good?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let's actually continue. Hannah, if you'll advance the graphics real quick, we'll just kind of go from there. So this is the big picture again. The line of thunderstorms is rolling through, but I want to give you an orientation of what's going on later. We have a tornado watch that's been issued for areas east of Interstate 65. That includes places like Escambia County, Alabama, Baldwin County, Alabama, Conecuh County, Alabama, all of our northwest Florida counties as well, including Escambia, Santa Rosa, and Okaloosa. That tornado watch goes until 6 p.m. Notice they've already trimmed Mobile County, all these other places out of the watch. There's no watch for you there. The severe weather threat is over. Then we keep going on here. Futurecast shows how this will evolve. Here's your line of thunderstorms right now, 12 p.m. here on Sunday, moving off to the east. Notice here, this is 1 p.m. Eventually, this gets out of here. Our timing that we posted online, if you're following us on social media, we posted an exit around 2 p.m. And that looks like that will verify the main line of thunderstorms exit around 2 p.m. By 3 p.m., a light but cold rain is going on across northwest Florida. Then that all ends and we pull this out and it's just going to be cold. Tomorrow morning will be extremely, extremely cold. Temperatures as we go through the cycle here will be going down very quickly behind this thing as we keep a few clouds early on Monday. Here's your temperature forecast. This is the HRRR forecast model. You see that line of storms moving through there, and look at how quickly your temperatures drop behind it. I will tell you right now on the forecast model, this is the HRRR, which is a high resolution model. These numbers are too high. These temperature numbers are just way too high. Take about 5 degrees off of this is what you're seeing on the model. That is how quickly the temperatures are dropping. By 5 p.m., we're going to have temperatures probably mostly in the 40s across the entire FOX10 viewing area. Then by this evening and tonight, it's 30s, it's 20s. We're well on our way to a hard freeze for us here on the Gulf Coast. It's going to be some seriously cold stuff. 10 p.m., you see temperatures going below freezing. Right now, your temperatures are dropping very quickly. I mentioned 50s and 40s. And plenty of 40s on the board here, 47 in Grove Hill and 44 in Chatham, with warmer temperatures and muggy air ahead of the main line. Zooming in and looking at some of the closer temperatures, you can see 52 degrees in Mobile, 50 in Wilmer, 50 in Calvert, 59 in Bay Minette, plummeting, 70 though in Pensacola, 72 in Navarre. I have 70 in Destin, 73 in Crestview. Looking inland, we have some really cold numbers here where we're seeing numbers that are all the way down to, let's see what it is, 41 degrees in Sand Hill. I bet you we're going to get to the 30s pretty soon there, based on what we're seeing. 44 in Chatham, 47 in Grove Hill, 69 now in Monroeville and Beatrice. Also, we're dealing with a wind situation. It is really quite windy out there. Sustained winds right now in Bay Minette at 33 miles per hour. Ahead of the line, sustained out of the south at 25 miles per hour in Crestview. The gusts, we've seen gusts pushing around 40 miles per hour, 32 miles per hour in Crestview, 32 in Pensacola, 43 is the gust in Bay Minette. That probably taken as the thunderstorms were rocking through. And then the wind behind the line, 32 in Grove Hill. We have a wind advisory that continues until 3 p.m. Then taking a look here at the forecast low temperatures, and I'll take this, Hannah, so don't worry about it. Forecast low temperatures overnight tonight. You can see 20 in Grove Hill, 22 in Monroeville, 23 in Evergreen, 25 in Mobile. But the big concern is actually going to be wind chill. Wind chill going all the way down, 10 degrees in Grove Hill, Monroeville, 12 degrees in Evergreen, Atmore, Bruton, 13 in Mobile, and 16 in Pensacola. We could see single digits along the Highway 84 corridor. That is how cold it is. Extreme cold warning has been issued. That'll be until noon on Monday with the hard freeze conditions. In fact, some of our inland spots could get down all the way to a single digit of 5 degrees. Then on Tuesday morning, we're expecting another hard freeze where we could get close to the single digits, probably around 10 for us in some of our far inland spots. Long duration cold is likely. All right. Why are we here right now? We're tracking thunderstorms moving across the FOX10 viewing area. Slight risk of severe weather continues. The tornado watch has been issued at this point, so I'm going to skip that here. But tornado watch that was just issued for us, it's storm tracker alert days for the next 3 days because of the cold weather that is expected here. Jason is now joining us here in the studio. If you can reset us back to the radar, please, Hannah.
Yeah,
there.
Hannah and Jason.
Hi, a little team effort going on right here. Thank you.
We're having a buddy system at this point.
And we're going to probably do a little round robin swap here, I'm assuming.
We may. I'm good at right here. And
Okay.
Then, yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's live, and what we're doing is we just want everybody to be safe today. You know, that's the main thing. Right now, we're not under any warnings, but we have a very potent line. We've got that tornado watch coming through the area, and I will tell you that the roads are pretty terrible where you're getting that high rainfall rate. And what we've seen is a lot of drainage ditches that are full. There's a lot of ponding on the roadways. You can hydroplane very easily. And if you think you've got somewhere you need to go urgently and you can hold off about 30 minutes and let this line go through, if you're in that leading edge of it, just wait, because this thing is flying across the forecast area. As Hannah and Nicholas have been telling you, this is a fast mover. So we're not expecting this to sit on top of us all day. It's going to quickly move through. If you're in Baldwin County right now, between Daphne and Foley, or between Daphne and, say, the Seminole area, just wait before you hit the road, because this is going to need to come through first before you get on your way. You'll be a lot safer. It's not good out there on the interstates and on the secondary roads right now. We're not expecting major flooding because this is moving fairly quickly, but there will be localized flooding from ponding on the roadways and that kind of thing. So that's something to keep in mind. We also have some very gusty winds going on with this boundary as it's moving through. And this map that Nicholas keeps showing with the temperature contour is one of the sharpest temperature contour drawings that I've seen in a long time, that shows the deep difference between the cold air over Mississippi starting to work into Washington County versus the warm air in and along the Panhandle and into South Baldwin County. This morning, about 10 o'clock, I was in South Mobile County. It was 70 degrees. And in Jackson, Mississippi, it was 31 degrees with freezing rain. So this is an amazing cold front. There is a terrible winter storm going on right now with power outages up into northern Mississippi. Oxford, Mississippi, Tupelo, Mississippi hit very, very hard. Oxford is where the campus of the University of Mississippi is, also known as Ole Miss. And there's heavy tree damage, lots of power outages there. But in our area, we're not going to see the wintry weather. What we're expecting is that cold blast that's coming in behind the front. It's going to be bringing us a hard freeze type situation. Tomorrow morning, wind chills between 10 and 15 degrees. And then on Tuesday morning, late Monday night and Tuesday morning, we got that hard freeze. So looking at the radar right now, The heaviest of the rain is coming through Baldwin County. You can see where the reds are right there. This is a narrow line. I like the presentation on radar right now. If you look at it, if you went from Bruton to Gulf Shores, it's almost a straight line. So this is more of a linear squall line. And with that kind of a setup, tornadoes, the threat of tornadoes would typically be brief, isolated spin-up tornadoes and not those long track tornadoes, but there is a risk of tornadoes today. We're under a tornado watch until 6. I expect a lot of counties to drop out of the tornado watch very rapidly as this line clears from west to east. The reason why the tornado watch is in effect until 6 is because it also includes that watch all the way over into southwest Georgia. So our area should be in the clear after around 2 or 3 p.m. and we will see tremendous improvements with what's going on with the forecast here. I'm going to loop the radar a little so you can see how fast this thing is flying across the Gulf Coast. And this radar loop here is a 1-hour radar loop. So in 1 hour's time, this thing is cleared through Mobile. The rain is already lighter and conditions are improving in Mobile, but it is going downhill in Baldwin County. We're just going to keep an eye on this line and make sure there's not any little bends or kinks in it where we might see some little notches forming up that could be a tornadic situation. It is bearing down on Foley right now between Magnolia Springs and Foley. And it looks like the Beach Express, Highway 59 is going to be a no-go for about the next 45 minutes. Once this heavy rain clears, we will see improvements, and then it'll be quickly moving on over towards Pensacola. So active weather in the forecast area today. We're seeing plenty of action on the radar. We're going to continue to keep an eye on that. Here's that tornado watch that's in effect until 6 o'clock. Mobile County not included in that tornado watch now. And I would say we have about another hour in Baldwin County. We'll probably drop out of that tornado watch as the line's already halfway across Baldwin County. The tornado watch does not mean we have an active tornado right now, even though we're on TV. We're on TV right now because the core of our area is getting impacted by very heavy rain here on this Sunday. We've got a very dynamic weather system going on around the region and a tremendous change in temperature. We've got gusty winds and heavy rain, and it's just impactful weather. That's the bottom line. Here is your FOX10 Futurecast model, and what it's showing us is that by 1 o'clock, this will be an issue more for Pensacola and for Navarre and Destin. And once you get past the leading edge, the severe threat's going to go downhill very quickly. By 2 o'clock, we've got the line beginning to clear the forecast area. So this is a very, very fast moving situation, and we do expect it to continue to improve forecast wise rapidly as far as the rain goes. The next step will be dealing with the cold air. It's going to be a cold week for the Gulf Coast. This is not just something that's going to come through the area. We got a cold day or two. It looks like all week we're going to see a continuation of the cold deal. So let's look at this sharp temperature contrast, and the map is colorized here. So each 5-degree increment in temperature kind of has a different color to it. The 50-degree range is the green, the 70-degree range is the orange, and you can see how it goes from orange to yellow to green very, very quickly. I mean, it's 72 degrees in Pensacola right now, but it's 55 in Mobile. So you will notice with this passing line of storms today, a very sharp drop in temperatures. It's not freezing cold yet, but I think by tonight, you'll probably want to have an extra blanket on the bed, maybe have a fire in the fireplace tonight, have that thermostat set on heat. You may have been running the air conditioning this morning, and looking at that forecast through the afternoon, see how the numbers continue to drop. And this is just a model. The actual temperatures are actually showing that there's an even sharper contrast than this. And look how the cold air comes in, showing in the 40s in Mobile by 5 o'clock, and rapidly we're heading towards freezing by around midnight tonight. We may even see freezing temperatures sooner than that as we look at the inland parts of the forecast area by 10 p.m. Here's the current setup. So it is 72 in Gulf Shores and it is 52 degrees right now in Mobile. That is a 20-degree differential in the temperatures over that is a 1 hour's drive. And really the difference is going to be that it's 57 in Fairhope, but 72 in Gulf Shores. We got a 15-degree differential within the same part of the southern part of Baldwin County. We're into the mid-40s already in Lucedale, mid-40s in Leakesville, and 45 in Chatham. So that is a huge change, and this is a really great illustration right here. Robertsdale reporting 73 degrees and approaching strong thunderstorm, but 52 in Mobile. So a 21-degree difference in the temperature over that short distance, that 20-minute drive, maybe 30-minute drive between Mobile and Robertsdale. We're seeing a tremendous change in temperature. The inland area is already starting to get cold. And you may be wondering, with temperatures dropping down below freezing tonight, will we see any issues with the roads? And really, it almost has to be precipitating with the temperature below freezing for us to have problems on the roadways. The road surfaces are warm. It's been 70 degrees today. It's going to take a long time for those road surfaces to drop below freezing. The actual air temperature may drop below freezing, but the road surfaces will not. And with this wind coming in, we're going to see dry air across the area coming in, and that's going to be drying out the roadway. So we expect some big improvements there. Nicholas?
Yeah, just got a note. We are going to be wrapping up the on-air.
Okay.
And then we're going to go back to streaming, and we'll just keep continuing with updates. So.
All right, so if you're watching us right now on Fox 10 News, we're going to go away on television, but we're going to continue to stream on our streaming platforms on the Fox 10 Gulf Stream, fox10tv.com, or using that QR code at the bottom right of your screen. You can download our free app and choose. Once you have our app, you can click on Watch Live. If you want to continue to see our coverage, we're going to continue to keep an eye on this on our streaming platforms in Baldwin County and across the Panhandle. I think it would be a good idea to watch this. We are under a tornado watch until later this evening.
And we should be continuing on streaming. What's up? We're back on streaming right now here in the FOX10 STORMtracker Center. Meteorologist Nicholas Boso, Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith. So we just finished a little on-air update, but we're going to continue a little bit here on streaming. We
just want to be here, a presence for what's happening, and we have some very impactful weather going across the area. This is not right now a situation where it is life-threatening. We're getting a strong front through the area. We have the potential for a few isolated tornadoes today, but what we're doing is we just want to give everybody a heads up because you may not know this is coming. If you're in Pensacola or you're in Orange Beach right now, or even around Alberta, there's a huge line of thunderstorms that's about to come through, and there's going to be a tremendous change with your weather in the next hour. We expect to see heavy rain. We've got lightning. We could see a couple of warnings issued here. We just went through one in Mobile County and into Baldwin County. The other thing that we're looking at is a very sharp contrast in our temperature. So we just want to continue to shed some light on this here with our live coverage. And I'm here with meteorologist Nicholas Boso and meteorologist Hannah Fink today, and we've been staying with you through this with team coverage.
So I've been keeping an eye on some of these observations, like in the minute by minute. Citronel's at 48 degrees right now. The regional airport's at 52. Downtown's still at 55. The wind gusting 25 downtown. Citronel gusting to 19. Let's see here. Regional was gusting to 18. Was gusting to 26. And the numbers are updating there. That is one heck of a contrast for temperatures. Like you said, this is probably one of the sharpest drops that we have seen in temperature. I mean, it's crazy.
It's tremendous, and where the cold air is coming from is a monster winter storm that's going on across the area. Here's a look, Nicholas, at the winds that you're talking about, and these are just the current sustained winds. We're going to switch over to gusts in just a second, but Bay Minette just reported a northwest wind at 33. So that's where you're going to get that 20-degree temperature drop in about 15 minutes' time, is along that boundary. The winds are southerly or southwesterly in Gulf Shores and in Pensacola, and it's warm, but the winds are backing around out of the northwest in Mobile. And just taking a look at some of the gusts, wow, we just had a gust of 43 miles an hour in Bay Minette right now. So
Yeah.
that's a northwest wind. So that's behind the line of thunderstorms going on, Nicholas.
Yeah, and I was wondering, so that's 43. I've got the minute by minute. That was taken at 11:15. So that's a decent, that's kind of an aged observation at this point.
Right.
It says fog, heavy thunder shower. So that was right. I'm assuming that was right as everything was ending, you know, and the wind was blasting in.
Yeah, we've got some super winds coming through the area right now, and we also have the heavy rain. And let's see, I don't know how much we've touched on this for what's going on. I was going to look through some of the scenes. I may pop up the radar on a little bit wider scale. Let me do that.
So pop up, go back to play to air mode on that one.
Okay.
And so the top corner there.
Hold on.
One thing is I can see what, I've talked about this with Hannah, I can see what he's doing, and it's a really cool thing if you're on the wall. Yeah, go to play to air in the top left corner of the screen.
All right, of
The
this
big
scene.
play. Yeah, the big play button, like far left.
Not here.
Far left. The big green play.
Well, duh.
And switch it down at the bottom.
It's
Switch
not
it down.
easy.
I don't do play to air all the time. I usually do it in build mode. So
And then go to
precipitation type.
and go up to North Mississippi.
Yeah.
I want to see this.
So one of the things that's happening here with this, and it may be because I'm not, I may need to, I'm gonna pull a palette item and use the NowRad, Nick. The freezing rain is starting to shut off in northern Mississippi, but I've seen, if you go to like social media, Twitter, and look at some of the streams on YouTube, northern Mississippi, Oxford, Mississippi has had a really horrific ice storm. Their power outage in about 75% of Lafayette County, Mississippi right now, and there's major damage from trees and power lines down. This is a huge winter storm. I'll back out so we can get a little better look at what's going on here. This thing is starting to swing up into the northeastern United States. But even back into Texas, you can see some light snow going on. And there's a lot of ice cover and snow cover north of us. So that wind is going to maintain that Arctic air mass as it comes down across that snowpack and across that ice. And so the next couple of nights, we're going to be getting the wind off of, coming out of the poles, right? Coming off out of the Arctic. And then it's maintaining, it's not modifying as it's going into the southern United States, because it's going to be traveling over an ice and snowpack to the north.
Yeah, it's an incredibly large winter storm. And one of the things that has been talked about so much is the just sheer expanse. I mean, when we had the warnings, the warnings that were out for it, I mean, the winter storm warnings were from Texas and New Mexico all the way up to the Northeast. I mean, an incredible thing there. Tell you what, hold on one second. Erica, I'm going to give you a heads up. In a second, I'm going to pop up the iPad source here. And let me make sure I connect to it.
And with this being a streaming situation, this is a little bit more relaxed presentation. And so if you guys are watching us, we're adjusting our maps. We're going through the forecast process live here on the stream. And so you're seeing it as we're seeing it. And we've got a real neat setup here at FOX10 where we can pull a variety of sources. We can show you different maps of what's going on with our weather computer system, temperatures, showers, thunderstorms, local weather, regional weather, and then we also have the ability to bring in other sources from streams and different things. And that major winter storm, no doubt about it, this is our impact from it. It's going to be a line of strong to potentially severe thunderstorms, which is slicing through Baldwin County right now. It is moving very quickly with about a 20-degree temperature drop over, I would say, probably a 30-minute period as this line crosses you. So if you're in Gulf Shores right now, you're in the heavy rain. If you're in Foley, you're in the heavy rain. If you're in Alberta, it is bearing down on you. Elsinore's getting it now. Pensacola, we're close. I mean, this thing is almost to Pensacola, and I've got the actually I'm back on reflectivity here. Let me make sure I've got the single site Doppler back up. So yeah, a little bit better definition here. Real heavy rain here in southern Baldwin County and back up into Escambia and Santa Rosa counties. And that's what we have going on locally, but the cold air is coming in off of this air mass that's moving in. Nicholas.
Real quick, actually, we're getting a couple comments from Foley here, like Kathy saying in Foley, all of a sudden a gust of wind, heavy rain, things flying around the neighborhood. That was this. Now it's going through Alberta, but I bet you there was some decent wind with that. Now moving into places like Wolf Bay and Josephine, and you can put it in motion. Yeah, you see, it's not crazy, but the wind dynamics that we have out there today. The wind at 5,000 feet right now up in the atmosphere is like 60 miles per hour.
Somebody even made a comment, thought a tornado was coming through Foley, and I'm guessing it's because of those wind speeds moving through.
I think this thing did produce probably some really decent wind gusts as it pushed through Foley.
We've seen the system produce a microburst earlier today. Would not be surprised if the potential of it happened again.
Yeah, then that report came from our sister station over in Biloxi, Jason. That was where they said like
at
it was a
WLOX.
full-on, like
Microburst.
Bang,
and
hit hard.
And it made 500 houses lose power.
Wow.
Wow.
Decent
well, that's
power.
definitely a microburst to do that. And the situation is that we're going to continue to see the threat of damaging winds as this comes through, as it heads across southern Baldwin County and into the Florida Panhandle. We've got some extremely gusty winds going on. And I actually switched it, Nicholas, for you to a 30-minute radar loop.
Yes.
And look how fast. In 30 minutes, it's gone from Point Clear to Foley.
Yeah.
Point Clear to Elsinore almost.
Yeah, you have to be booking it on the roads to even do that. So, I mean, that is a really, really healthy clip. And I think the speeds, I mean, when we had the warning, it was like around 65 miles per hour was the speed. So Pensacola, I mean, this is coming to you pretty soon here. And it does look like this heavier part of the rain, if it holds together, would get to you in Pensacola, Gonzales, Ferry Pass, Brent, all of those locations. The lightning output is not a ton with it at this point, but it's a decent little line here. And
I'm going to say 40 miles an hour.
okay.
Is that too slow?
I think that might be a little too slow, but that puts it at 1240. We were printing 1215.
We were doing 60.
Yeah, we were doing 60 miles per hour and printing 1215.
Okay, 60 mile per hour forward speed.
Yeah.
I was guesstimating.
So, but I mean,
Let's do it at 60, because it really may be moving that fast. I mean, it is flying.
and that's the hour track too, so you have to draw it all the way out to Fort Walton.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pensacola at 1231 there. Crestview at 1250. So I bet you it's somewhere in between that, where that's forward motion on it, in between that 50 mile per hour range there. But you see some of these arrival times here. Garcon Point at 1237, 1250 in Crestview, Deerlands at 1259 and 107 in Fort Walton Beach. So that's what's coming at you, some really gusty winds there. In fact, to illustrate, Erica, do you see the iPad source at all? Oh, hey, David, do you see the iPad source? All right, let's pop that up. This is video coming from the Mobile area, and you can see, I mean, heavy rain. It's a little gusty. I'll try to loop this here. Heavy rain, a little gusty there. I know the video is a little jittery, so it's hard to see. But I mean, that's the situation that we've seen pretty much everywhere. It's this healthy wind. When we looked at our live cameras when this was happening, I mean, the Admiral camera, you couldn't see a thing out of it, but that's the view there. So if you want to send in video, I can pull that up right here on the system, so you can send it on the FOX10 weather app. Just take a video of the storm moving through safely, and if you want to do that, you can submit those on the FOX10 weather app, and we can push those on air if we want. Thank you for that one. Good video there to illustrate what's going on. Situation is, and we're editing this graphic now, but you can see the tornado watch that's still there. Kind of reframing this up. Tornado watch continues technically until 6 p.m. And you can see our viewing areas highlighted here. And of course, if you're west of Interstate 65, you've got nothing going on at this point. And then the wider view shows this tornado watch going all the way to places like southern Georgia, all the way to Panama City. And the environment there is in a place that could support some severe weather. This seems to be a low-end tornado threat. I mean, we haven't had a tornado warning here. Good news. So that's, of course, good to see. And, of course, the Futurecast takes this thing out here probably within the next couple of hours by 2 p.m. exiting Okaloosa County. Then we'll be able to give you the all clear for severe weather, but it's still going to be raining. So the severe weather all clear will be given around 2 p.m., but the rain will still be falling there, and it will be a very cold rain with temperatures falling into the 40s, Jason. So it's a drastic change.
Yeah, let's look at the temps. This is what is so remarkable about this situation is the vast difference in the temperatures across the forecast area. And, 73 degrees in Navarre, Florida right now, but it is 44 in Lucedale, Mississippi. You're going to experience this today where, if you were outside this morning, you're like, oh gosh, I need a t-shirt and some shorts. And then you're going to be looking for your winter coats tonight because we're seeing a massive, massive cold front coming through the area, and that we're finally tapping into that Arctic air mass. Now, we avoided all that because of the track of the low pressure area. It actually amplified things and made it even warmer here. Our forecast has been modified some through the week. We were thinking it would be already getting cold here by Sunday, but the track of the low, as both of the major global models and some of the high-res stuff too began to hone in on this, was showing us that we could be up around 70 degrees on Sunday. But tonight, we're talking freeze conditions across the area, and we are in storm tracker alert mode for tonight and also for tomorrow night because of the potential of a hard freeze in the area. And I want to talk about that particular aspect of this a little bit. We are in an extreme cold warning late tonight through lunchtime Monday with wind chills as low as 5 degrees expected in the area. There could be some issues with the pipes tonight, but tomorrow night may be even more serious with the pipes. Our lows tonight will be at a serious level further to the north. We will be in the mid-20s in Mobile, which is not quite hard freeze. That's close. But to the north, where we're at Grove Hill, we're at 20, and then there's a wind chill to go along with that. So let's look at the forecast wind chills. And tomorrow morning, we're still looking at 10 to 15 degrees for the potential wind chills in the area for tomorrow morning. Very, very cold. And there is an extreme cold watch for the next night, the following night, which would be Monday night and into Tuesday morning for more cold wind chills. We're going to see lighter winds, but it won't take much with air temperatures between 15 and 20 degrees over a good portion of the area. And I'm more concerned about the pipes for Monday night because it's a long duration freeze. We're going to get below freezing about 8 o'clock at night and be below freezing until 10 o'clock on Tuesday morning. So we're definitely looking at the cold coming in. We're going to continue to see the numbers dropping. And this week, it's going to be a real struggle with our temperatures, not just for the first couple of days of the week, but later in the week, we've got overnight lows that are going to be in the 20s, possibly through Thursday night. So yeah, we're going to see some cold readings through the 5-day period here. And unfortunately, you're probably going to see it on your utility bill when we start rolling into that February billing cycle, because we're going to have to really crank the heat some over the next couple of nights, Nicholas.
Yeah, speaking of utilities, I've been keeping an eye on power outages, and you can take the iPad source if you want here. So this is the poweroutage.com. There's multiple sources that you can go to look at power outages. This is Conecuh County that I've highlighted. Only 132 customers out, but that is a healthy percentage there. Pioneer Electric Co-op, 75 customers. Alabama Power with 57 customers out there. In Monroe County, 769 customers out there, and a lot of those being, looks like Alabama Power, and of course Alabama Power is working on those outages. I'll just zoom in and see. Okay, it looks like one of our larger power outages is right now on the north side of Huxford on Alabama 21 there. So that's one outage that I'm noticing from Alabama Power. 214 customers are affected there with that one. So that's all your kind of Monroe County outages. Other outages that I see, not super significant in Beatrice, however. If you are watching us from Beatrice, Alabama Power customers in Beatrice, we do have an outage of 390 customers right now. So that's happening there in Monroe County. In Clark County, 518 for our customers out. Those are Alabama Power. And I'm checking in with Alabama Power's map. It looks like maybe some outages, sparse outages near Jackson. It looks like near Jackson Medical Center, actually, we have an outage right now. That's 198 customers affected by Jackson Medical Center, right along 43 there in Jackson is one of the outages. Also near Grove Hill and Asbury there, right on East Cobb Street, kind of a more rural part there, north of Highway 84. But that outage with 148 customers on the northwest side, or northeast side, excuse me, northeast side of Grove Hill. So a couple of outages there. And in Washington County, Singing River Electric has 74 customers out. Alabama Power does not have any customers out at this point, so better news there at this point. But there's a couple of things leading to all these power outages. One being the line of thunderstorms itself, which, I mean, there it is on radar. It's packing a punch with some gusty winds. But then also there's strong winds outside of the thunderstorms. It's the gradient wind blowing from the south over northwest Florida right now and blowing from the northwest behind the main line. And that wind is punchy. That wind's very, very strong. So it could be causing some of those issues. And also, areas where the line has passed, your severe weather threat is all clear. You might be getting some light, cold rain now, but the temperatures going down quickly has been a big story for us. I'll read you some of the minute-by-minute observations. 52 right now at Mobile Regional Airport. Winds have relaxed just a little bit. In Citronelle, I have 47 with a wind gust of 14 miles per hour out of the west-northwest. At the downtown airport, I have wind gusting to 23, temperature of 54. And then in Bay Minette, 54 for our temperature right now. Thomasville, 44 for our temperature right now. So Mobile, you see temperatures in the 50s. Places inland, we're seeing temperatures in the 40s. It is a cold look. It is a wet look out there right now. That's that All-In Credit Union camera showing you the view. Wet streets. There has been a little conversation, and you can see where it's raining down in Orange Beach right now. Okay, we got a decent bit of rain, and Jason, you were talking a little bit about this ponding on the roads. There was some concern by some folks of could that water linger on the road long enough to get us a black ice concern. And most indications have been that the wind will take care of the roads mostly and dry them out, I would think.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
and the road temperatures as well.
There could be very isolated patches where there's some freezing, but you're looking at dew points crashing, so the air is going to be super dry, the wind is blowing, and there may be a 12-hour or 10-hour lag between the precipitation and the freezing temperatures in some spots. So I just don't think that's going to happen. The other thing I was going to look at here, I'm editing a scene right now. I'm going to go ahead and pop up our 7-days because I made some big tweaks to the long-range part of the forecast. We're going to watch this. On the tail end of the forecast, Friday and Saturday, there's been some talk about possibly a wintry precipitation setup. And the National Weather Service has Saturday morning's low at 25. I've got it at 27. They have Saturday's high at 42. I've got it at 46. But I was just doing some tweaking to those numbers right there on the tail end of the extended forecast. We'll see. Right now, we've got to get through the storms that we're seeing, the tornado watch, and then the two hard freeze nights that we're basically expecting Monday and Tuesday nights. The temperatures are going to stay below freezing all week, and we could see a little low pressure area developing in the Gulf at the late part of the forecast. Right now, it looks like a 20 to 30% chance of precipitation on Saturday, and temperatures are going to be somewhat there for possibly a little wintry mix. That is way down the road, but what I'm going to do is pull up the long-range forecast here. I'm actually working on this scene right now to edit it a little bit, and I'll be getting back to you on that. But what I want to do is extend the data time out a little bit further. We'll take it out to about 6 days here. And looks like I got to get my num lock on here. And then I'll resave the scene, and we'll see what the GFS is doing with this. Well, what it's showing us is that there could be some moisture, but the GFS does not show any winter precipitation in our area. It's showing it over Louisiana, but it is showing a low pressure area off of Texas and in the Western Gulf. And this is just something we're playing around with a little bit on the stream here just to show you, but it does not show that winter precip in our area. We'll just say that it's kind of an isolated chance. We do think the cold is going to win back out though, regardless about what happens with that low. So something we're watching, possibly some winter precip at the end of the week and a continuation in the cold temperatures. So storms right now, cold for a couple of days. The mornings stay cold all week. The air mass does modify a little, and we may get another push of this cold air. The long-range forecast shows that Sunday morning we could be at 22, and that's the official outlook from the National Weather Service. So some things to think about. This may be a longer cold spell for us. It's not just this one shot of cold air, but kind of a continuation of it through the back half of the week. So enough about the temperature forecast. And what I want to do now is switch over back to radar because of the potential severe threat going on in our area. And we do not have any active warnings right now, but we definitely have a potent line of storms that's crashing through the area. It looks like the severe threat is almost over with in Baldwin County, Nicholas.
Yeah, the second the line gets all the way through, Perdido Bay there, I mean, it's all clear. I mean, Fairhope, you're all clear. Daphne, Spanish Fort, you're all clear with the severe weather threat here. The next concern, and concern used lightly because the storms right now are not at severe limits, will be folks in Pensacola. This thing is knocking on your door right now. And of course, places like Milton, Pace, all the way down to Navarre, Fort Walton Beach, and Destin. Those are the next in line for this heavier bit of thunder and lightning. And you see in the loop here, there's just been one section that just passed through Lillian of the storms, and this section's been producing some gusty winds. And we've had verified reports from you, the viewers, on that. If you are watching us right now on Facebook, please give this stream a share to your folks in Pensacola. If you have folks in Pensacola, we're going to watch this line roll through. If you want to engage with our coverage, we are here and we have the ability to see your comments on our Facebook chat, which is on our Facebook stream there. So please check in, let us know where you're watching from in the Facebook chat, and we can get you oriented on your forecast and what's going on here. So this is the heavy line right now of rain. Jason, the lightning's on right now, right? Like the lightning layer?
Let me make sure.
Okay, because I would not be surprised if it's that little, but
lightning is on.
That's not a lot.
You can see it. There's a couple of strikes out in the Gulf and off of Gulf shores, but we are not seeing lightning.
Can see
presently.
some north of Molino too.
One strike in Molino.
Like one.
Yep.
It's just not a lot. Not a lot of lightning with this, which good news. I mean, lightning, especially a burst of lightning, would indicate a stronger thunderstorm. We're just not seeing that at this point. So it's just rain that's moving through right now. Velocity products, nada. I mean, nothing of concern there really.
Nothing rotating, just some gusty winds.
Yeah, which, I mean, great news there. We knew that with the main line, the potential would mostly be wind. We have very, very strong wind dynamics, at least in the low levels of the atmosphere right now. What I mean by that is there's literally a layer of strong wind about 5,000 feet up that's blowing around 60 miles per hour. And whenever you have that kind of wind, it's easy for that wind to get transferred down to the surface. And it's just something that we're going to keep an eye on. I mean, it's gusty out there right now. 29 in Gulf Shores. I bet you that's the storm observation. 20 in Crestview out of the south. And then you see the wind direction change here on the northern part of the map here. Winds gusting to 23 miles per hour right now out of the northwest of Mobile Regional Airport. That's 25 in Fairhope. That wind gust of 40 in Gulf Shores, and you can see the southerly wind in Crestview at 28. So that's the changeover. with what's happening right now as this strong front rolls through. The people that are in the northwest wind, it is a completely different world than what we just dealt with. And with this, we've kept the wind advisory in place. That'll go through this afternoon as the strong winds will continue here. Wind advisory goes until 3 p.m. with wind gusts all the way up to around 40 miles per hour. So, yeah,
you mentioned that some folks thought they were seeing a tornado because of the gusty winds just blowing debris around, and I saw some of that coming in. You had trash can lids blowing around and just little small items that were unsecured, and that's basically what it's doing. The other thing is, if you want to talk about the severity of the driving index right now, I don't know if we have a scale on that, but I would put it at like a 5, because you got heavy ponding on the roadways, and then you got strong crosswinds, and this wind, we've had some gusty winds ahead of the line of storms, but behind it, we're getting non-severe winds, non-severe thunderstorm winds backing around, coming out of the northwest with that huge temperature drop, about 40 miles an hour gusts in Gulf Shores. So it's really rough for driving. You got the heavy rain, you got the wind, and it's just not a good situation, but we will be seeing some improvements. And one of the things we like to do here on Fox 10 News is not just talk about how bad the weather is, but where it's starting to improve, right? And the back edge of the moderate rain has made it past Mobile Regional Airport now, and that's that back edge of the rain coming across Mobile County. So it's already starting to look a whole lot better. And then we head over here. This is where the heavy stuff is coming through, but the Panhandle, I mean, the leading edge of the line is where we're most concerned about severe weather, and that's made it almost halfway across Santa Rosa County. It's slicing through the far southern part of Escambia County now. Current time is 12:30. Before 2 o'clock, this thing may be past Destin. So we are hopeful that the severe threat will come through with very little fanfare, other than just this disruption in your Sunday where we've had the heavy rain. And then the focus will be more on the cold air that's to come. And it looks like we could be below freezing for 7 mornings straight, which is a extraordinary run of cold air. The official forecast shows that from Monday to Sunday that we're going to be below freezing every single morning. Our daytime highs are going to be in the 40s and low 50s. So, there's been some little brief cold air outbreaks that we've seen in this La Nina winter, and all the cold air has been in Alaska and Canada. There's been folks up there that have been contending with temperatures between -30 and -50. Well, it's warmed up there now, and that cold air is plunging down in the United States. Of course, we're not seeing anything that cold, but we are getting a modified version of some Arctic air moving in, and that will be the next weather story that we have to contend with. Storm tracker alert for Monday and Tuesday mornings, and really it's Monday through Tuesday, because it's tonight, tomorrow morning, tomorrow night, and Tuesday morning. The coldest being tomorrow night and Tuesday morning with the actual air temperatures, Nicholas.
Yeah, switching gears back to rain, we're actually getting a few more comments here on the Pensacola area, where the winds have gotten a lot more gusty now. Here's the loop of the radar, and you can see right now moving into Pensacola, and it's this little band of red. That's all it is. It's just heavy rain for a short time and some gusty winds right on the leading edge of it. Bellevue is right here, far west of Pensacola. Now getting into this. This is probably getting into downtown Pensacola within the next couple of seconds here. So what you're going to expect if you're in downtown Pensacola over the next minute or so, it's going to get really quite gusty. I mean, you're going to see winds that probably could gust up to around 40 miles per hour. That is completely within the realm of possibilities there. Then eventually it's going to get yourself to Gulf Breeze, Garcon Point, Avalon Beach, and stuff in places like that. But right now it looks like some of the heaviest stuff is going on right near Bellevue there. And
the reason why I have that little measurement tool up there, this is a 30, let's see, this is an hour radar, an hour-long loop. And the storms moved about 30 miles in an hour, so it's about a 30 mile per hour, maybe about a 35 mile per hour forward speed. So I just wanted to kind of get an idea on how quickly the line is moving through. And this is,
I mean, that's a decent number. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
They really have it, especially with a lot of the alerts that we have seen. Those
The individual cells are probably racing off to the northeast at 60 miles an hour, but the line itself looks like it's at about the 35 mile per hour range roughly as far as the forward speed right now, which won't take long to make it over to Destin.
Yeah.
Because it's not like 35 miles an hour driving down the highway. This is in a straight line, so very quickly. And I bet the northern part of it is moving faster than the southern part a little bit here.
Yeah, it's got that little, well, and I think it also built up a little bit. You can see like Jay got in on the heavy rain. Now Munson's in on the heavy rain there. It's probably gusty there too. But the tighter part of the line is definitely down in Pensacola, where I feel like the wind might be just a little bit stronger there. I'm not sure. Well, look at velocity. There's almost some brighter colors up there, but you're also dealing with radar distance.
Yeah, we're switching between MOB and EVX.
Yeah, so you got quite the radar distance there. This is Interstate 10, familiar with the area, near Pensacola Boulevard, the part where the interstate bends a little bit near those exits. A little gusty. I mean, it makes complete sense. And the rain's pretty heavy. You saw that car driving. You saw the water that it was kicking up. So, I mean, it's not the best, not the most fun driving situation in Pensacola right now. West Pensacola, Pensacola Heights, downtown Pensacola, Brentwood Park, Car City getting in on some of the most active stuff right now. Ensley as well. If you are in far northwest Pensacola, I'm talking about like the end of, what is that? The intersection of US 90 and US Highway 90 there where they split. That is probably where we have that's where the rain is ending at this point. Bellevue's right here, West Pensacola, and this line moving in pretty quickly. Downtown Pensacola now getting on some of this. Car City's up right here, Ensley's right here. So you got really heavy rain and gusty winds that's pushing through right now. And you know what's, it's funny, you can tell it's happening in Pensacola because our viewership is going up on the stream right now because of that. Look at the gusty winds there. That's I-10. Is that mile marker 12, David, it looks like, eastbound? Yeah, and that's a really healthy gust of wind. You got the palm trees in that shot, so that's a really good shot there. Interstate 10, mile marker 12. That is, I'm trying to get my locations 100% correct. That's closer to north side of downtown. Is that? Yeah, that's the 110 exit. Okay, yes. Exit 12 is 110 exit. And you see that camera is shaking. So that's where the strongest part of the storm is rolling through right now. Yeah, that's the 110 exit. You see the little blue angels on the overpass there. So that's where we have it. And it's probably not the best driving situation there. And it looks like this camera is pointing, says southeast. And you can tell if that's correct, or if it's even just pointing south, you've got winds that's punching in out of the north and northwest now, or west. So that's the thunderstorm wind coming in behind this thing, and it's gusty quick. So that's what's happening. That is the 110-10 interchange right now there, and that is right here. Right here, that's where the onset of the rain is pushing through. Actually, notice in the last couple of frames here, you just got a couple of lightning strikes also that are happening there. So eventually, if you are living on the east side of Pensacola, right on the bay there, UWF campus, you're about to get into this thunderstorm. This is a non-severe thunderstorm. It's not severe, but it's gusty, and you'll see deteriorating conditions very quickly and then improving conditions very quickly, although it's going to get cold. And it's going to get cold really quite fast. Let us know where you're watching from in the Facebook chat as well, and we can give you updates. Justin saying it's strong in Pensacola about 5 minutes ago. Sherry saying heavy rain, and thunder now. In Brent, Bailey, super strong rain, heavy winds. Sherry's in Pensacola, so check it on the Facebook chat there and let us know where you're watching from. But that's kind of the big show right now. A little bit of lightning happening near that camera that we were looking at earlier near 110. If you're up near Pace or Milton right now. And Pace, we're getting hammered. I mean, that's heavy rain. That's the orange and red there. Milton, you've got moderate to heavy rain that's now transitioning, moving in. Then moving up to Florida Highway 4, Munson, you're getting in on the heavy rain. Eventually that'll get to Crestview. It looks like some rain's now starting near Milligan and Baker there. It's like a little rain shower ahead of the heavier stuff, which eventually we'll get to that Crestview area very soon. Some light rain showers near Auburn, Florida, along Florida 85 there. You got a little while to go before you get into the actual heaviest part of the thunderstorm there.
Oh, look at that shot there.
That's the shelf cloud.
Yeah, and I saw that as it was coming through Mobile. I also want to mention I've got an update on the tornado watch, which is good. It's what we expected. Escambia County, Florida, and Baldwin County have been dropped out of the tornado watch. Now we only have 2 counties left to go with the tornado watch. So as the leading edge clears you, then you are clear from the potential of severe weather. So Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties are the only counties that remain in the tornado watch that's technically in effect until 6 o'clock. But we could make our own little addition to this right here. We can tell you by 2 o'clock or so, this is going to be over with for the forecast.
You know what? Credit to that HRRR model. Yesterday, I made a post about it, and it was at 2 p.m. we're done. So a really efficient system that punched through. There's that camera view again. So you're looking, that's Pensacola Bay, right?
It looks like it to me. It may be East Bay.
Come at me again, David.
That's 16.5. So that's going to be Pensacola Bay Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's through downtown. It's between Ferry Pass and Avalon Beach.
And I'll tell you, I have seen a video that came in of, I've seen a video circulating on social media of in Gulf Shores, a trampoline flying off in the wind. How often does that happen in weather like this? So the winds are gusty, even when it's not severe. You can get some impacts like that. So just keep that in mind. I always recommend secure the trampolines because they will go flying for sure. If you want to submit any weather video or photos, we recommend you do that. If you want to do that, you can do that on the FOX10 weather app. It looks like I might have some new video in here. Let me get some information on that. We'll be able to take this. I'll let you know when. Foley Grove.
Yeah, we'll let Nicholas get that pulled up, and I'll talk about the cold a little bit.
Yes.
So if you're just joining us, we're here live covering a line of strong thunderstorms. No severe weather right now, but there's the potential there. Crossing Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties. Pensacola's got some rough weather coming through. Things are much better in Mobile, Baldwin counties. We've got some very gusty winds along and behind that line of storms, and the winds are gusting to 52 in Pensacola right now. We've got a 52 mile per hour gust, and that is a crazy wind gust right there. I mean, and you're going to see a tremendous drop in temperature. Yeah, 52.
You know, we just got a Facebook comment saying the temperature's plummeting in Pensacola.
Oh yeah, the difference in an hour is going to be huge. We've got cold air that will be coming in the area very rapidly tonight. So we do expect a significant freeze tonight from Destin northward. The inland spots could be in the low 20s. Mobile, we're predicting a low of 25. In Pensacola, we have a low tonight of 27. And the wind chills are going to be very cold in the morning. And this model has been shifting a little. What it's showing us now is the possibility of a wind chill in Grove Hill at 7 tomorrow morning. A 7-degree single-digit wind chill in Grove Hill, 9 in Monroeville. Wind chill of 12 in Mobile to start the day. That is going from shorts and a short sleeve shirt this morning to the heaviest coat you have and multiple layers for tomorrow morning to be prepared. We've continued to see questions on the stream and comments on the stream, and questions is like, what about our roads? Are they going to freeze? You may have seen some of the national coverage of the winter storm, and what we have is as soon as this precipitation ends, which should be in the next couple of hours, We've got a long gap between that and temperatures below freezing, and that dry north wind is going to dry these roads out a good bit. So I'm not expecting major black ice issues. There could be 1 or 2 patches of it, but the precipitation almost has to be going on with temperatures below freezing for road surfaces to freeze. And there's another thing to keep in mind. Road surfaces and ground temperatures are very warm. We've had temperatures up around 70, and so it's going to take a long time for the ground to get cold enough for there to be any significant issues on the roads. And I would think the bridges and overpasses are going to dry out even faster than the road. So we're just not concerned about any travel problems here. If you're thinking about traveling, you say, okay, I've got a meeting in Memphis, or I've got to go to Arkansas for something. Nah. Call ahead and see, make sure they hadn't canceled that thing, because you can't get across northern Mississippi right now. Alabama came out okay because we had this warm nose coming across. There were parts of northwest Alabama that did see some freezing precipitation, but Tupelo, Oxford, Batesville, Grenada, the Mississippi Delta, Arkansas, northern Louisiana, it's going to be shut down possibly for a week because the temperatures are not getting above freezing with the daytime highs for a while. And it's just going to be a no-go on some of the major interstates and some of the secondary roads off to the north and west. And we're getting the cold air mass that's going to come across that. That's why we have an extreme cold warning with wind chills possibly as low as 5 and some extreme cases in our area tomorrow morning. And we are concerned about the pipes, some for tonight, but more so for tomorrow night. And there are concerns about possible hypothermia. If you spent a lot of time out in this, you could run into some issues really fast if you're unprepared. So we want you to stay warm and bundled up. For tomorrow night, that's going to be the coldest night. The wind chill may not be quite as low. We think it'll be around 8 at the coldest because the winds won't be as bad, but the air temperatures will be colder tomorrow night. There are going to be a lot of teens across the area. And checking out the long-range forecast, this is going to be a tough week for us with the wintry weather. We're going to be yearning for spring, I think, after this week. Our morning temperatures are going to be in the 20s. The only exception to that might be Thursday night at near freezing, but we have another potential cold spell coming in the long range, and beyond that, Sunday's high only 49. We may see temperatures at 22 degrees on Sunday morning. The cold air is going to have its grip on the southeastern United States for really the foreseeable future all the way across the board with the temperatures. So this will be the coldest part of it the next couple of nights, but it looks like the cold air is going to hang around. As far as winter precipitation, we're not going to see any here. Late in the week, maybe. The GFS model does generate some moisture and shows some mixed precip over to Louisiana. We've had the models kind of shifting back and forth on this. We're going to watch that, but right now it looks like just a low chance maybe next weekend for something, Nick.
Yeah, all right, I want to go to a damage report that we have now. This is actually a bit impressive. So you might need to mute the audio on that because I don't know what that is, but this is from the Foley Grove community. If you drive south on County Road 65, in Baldwin County, it's on the south side of Foley. Foley Grove, it's a manufactured home community there. A really nice community, by the way. I've driven by it many times. A lot of pretty cute houses there. What you see is it looks like we've had some kind of metal pieces that have been ripped off. And I'll try to pause it right here. If you look off in the distance, first of all, you have this. That's been blown about. And then off in the distance here, I think it zooms in, there's some other pieces that seem to be, that almost looks like maybe an awning or something that was ripped up there. And you can see the trash cans blown around there. And it looks like that's almost on the car there. So again, this is in the Foley Grove community. It is off of County Road 65. So we got many reports here of winds probably gusting around 40, 50 miles per hour as this little bit of the line rolled through. And then you see stuff like this, that's just confirmation of the report. that we've had some kind of damage there. So this again, Terry Waldrop, thank you for sending this in. Foley Grove community on the south side of Fairhope, or south side of Foley. You have damage that's been reported here. It looks like some kind of awnings or something got blown around, maybe kind of one of the outside pieces of one of these roofs. If you have any more reports of damage, see anything like this. I've seen a couple videos floating around on social media of trampolines flying around. I'd like to see those. So submit those in on the FOX10 weather app, and I'll just kind of leave this up for a second. Again, right now we're looking at Foley. This is video that came in from Terry Waldrop of damage in the Foley Grove community off of County Road 65 there. And the video is a little jumpy, but you can see rain falling, cold conditions there now, and it looks like there was a little bit of wind damage that happened there. So thank you for sending that in. If you want to send in those photos, please send them in on the FOX10 weather app. And I'll kind of leave that looping behind. I'm actually about to post this as well on our social pages, so be on the lookout for that if you want to look for it. Otherwise, right now, our concern in the immediate time is the rain that is moving through the Pensacola area. That's a live look right now from the Escambia Bay Bridge on Interstate 10, eastbound and westbound, and you can see that we have some really decent rain that is coming down there. So that rain and wind is blowing through the Pensacola area right now. So if you're in the Pensacola area, again, it's not a severe thunderstorm warning, but it's enough to be possibly cause some impacts, and we have seen that now based on video that these storms have produced damage. So the storm that you see right there going on, that's not good driving right now. That's not easy driving, I should say, over on the Escambia Bay Bridge where that storm is passing right now. Jason, how's the radar look?
I was showing that the damage in Foley probably happened around 11:58 a.m.
Okay.
So we've got that pulled up right here, and you can see that this is an archive thing. At 11:58, that's where the storm was. All right, I'm going to show you where it is now. And now it is racing across. In fact, the wind you're seeing in that live picture over Pensacola Bay is on the back side of the thunderstorm line. So that's probably coming around out of the northwest. That's that gusty, chilly wind that will be starting to blow. The leading edge of the line stretches from near Crestview along I-10 in Harold and Holt, back down towards Holly, and there around Navarre. So this is where the strong line is presently. Put it on a 30-minute loop and loop it for you. So that's the current situation. If you're in Mobile County or Baldwin County, the severe threat is over. If you're in Pensacola, we've got some really gusty winds, but the tornado watch has been dropped. So now the tornado watch is just in effect for Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties. And we're going to have about another hour of this, and it should be completely out of our hair. It will be east of the area. So that's the way the radar is looking right now. We don't see anything that is imminently showing rotation. We have been monitoring that, but there may be a little bit of rotation right along the line, but we're not seeing anything that looks like a couplet forming. You're going to have to keep an eye on a couple of these spots. We may see a little water spout here over East Bay, East Escambia Bay, perhaps trying to get going there, but I'm not seeing anything that's really well defined. So,
and I'll mention, we had some reports, just vocal. I've not seen any photo
there's
video.
That hook right there with that little.
Yeah, but we've had reports of like what might have been a water spout over the bay, over Mobile Bay.
Right.
So, I mean, I cannot rule that out happening. I have not seen any video. Again, if you have video, please send it in. But that's the situation right now. So here's live radar. Milton, you're in some of the heaviest rain right now. Pace, we're getting out of it. That's good news there. Downtown Pensacola as well. Calming down now. Your severe weather threat is ending at this very second in downtown Pensacola. In fact, they've already trimmed out the tornado watch. This is great news. Now it's just Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties for us locally in that watch. So great news there. All this is moving out. I will mention that earlier we did have a report that came in by a viewer of damage. This damage video that we've been showing is now on our social media pages, so you can check that out. Damage in Foley there at the Foley Grove community, and there it is. You can see it. It looks like we had some metal that was ripped up there. It looks like probably one of the outer pieces of the some of the buildings that are there in this community, and it looks like some of that got bent around. So we had strong winds. We could have had wind gusts around 50 miles per hour to make this happen. So that's the view there from Foley, where we had this. Again, that's at the Foley Grove community there. If you have any photos that you want to send in, please help us out, be our eyes, and you can send those in on the Fox 10 weather app. And the line where it is currently, and there's the QR code for the app, the line where it is currently, we could still see some gusty winds along that. And that's a concern for us, so we're just going to kind of keep that updated. Live radar does show the rain still going on right now, right over East Bay. Milton's right here. Munson's over here. This is Crestview. Crestview, you're getting in it here soon. Baker, Florida's right here. You're getting in on some of that on Florida 189. And the loop shows you how this is evolving. You notice one thing this is interesting. When it was going through West Pensacola, especially right here, this is the part that went through Foley. The gradient on the color scale here, it goes from green to red very quickly. Notice how that spreads out a little bit here. It spreads out a little bit as it goes over Gulf breeze. It might be a little bit less intense, but also we're getting farther away from the radar there. Hannah, what you were looking at, I saw you looking at chat for a second. Was there anything notable there, Hannah?
No, there was not.
Okay,
I was just updating National Weather Service from damage reports.
Okay, awesome. Okay, I just wanted to check in. So I think we're good there with no severe happening right now. But again, the lightning and thunder is going on. Cold air is another concern behind this. Wow. This here, Blackwater Bridge, East Bay. That's exactly what sideways rain. The driving's not fun there. So if you have any videos of the storms, again, you can send them in on the Fox 10 weather app. But impressive live video there.
Yeah, terrible crosswind, ponding on the roadways, terrible driving conditions, and then this is what's to come. Let's talk about the cold weather coming in, and our forecast temperatures at 7 o'clock. We will be in the 30s in many spots. Look at that sharp contrast as the what's left of the mild air will be pretty much gone. We've got Destin at 61 by then. That may be overdoing it a little bit. Let's look at our current temperature pattern. Of course, we drop below freezing tonight. The sharp difference between Navarre and Pensacola. 73 in Navarre, but 59 in Pensacola. So we've got a huge contrast, and we're in the low 50s in Mobile. It's already in the 40s in Grove Hill, Chatham, and Leakesville. So we're going to be seeing that cold air dropping in as this front moves through. And I'm going to kind of take you just through some of the issues with the cold that we do expect. First, our lows tonight are going to be in the 20s. We could be at 27 in Pensacola, 25 in Mobile, 24 in Leakesville, 21 in Grove Hill. That's how cold it's going to be actually. So it will be freezing. We're talking a moderate freeze, maybe even briefly a hard freeze in the inland areas, but the wind chills are going to be terrible tomorrow morning, between 5 and 15 degrees with the way it feels because of the gusty winds going along with the cold air. We have extreme cold warnings for tonight, extreme cold watches for tomorrow night. All right, we've been looking at the long range here, and I just did some playing around with the long range models because we've got the immediate issue with the potential for severe weather, which is decreasing some, but is still going to be in place for a little while longer across Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties. It has lowered for the rest of the area. By Monday morning at 25, by Tuesday morning at 20, we've got StormTracker alert criteria for Monday and Tuesday with the cold temperatures. And then looking ahead, you see that we stay below freezing all the way into next weekend. So there are two models that we can look at in that extended forecast. And this is going to be something that you're going to start hearing rumors about around town. Will we see any wintry precipitation? Tonight, no. the wintry precipitation is not going to be happening around here. The GFS model, if I run it all the way out, it shows a little bit of light wintry mix over Louisiana on Saturday, and it's gone. Let's shift over to the European solution here. Since we're streaming and the weather's not threatening, let's kind of look ahead and just kind of see what's happening. And what we're seeing is that on Friday, we're going to have an area of low pressure develop off the Texas coast. And actually, the extended model did show a little brief wintry precipitation on the northern edge. I think the model run might have just updated on me here, but we've got to watch it right there Friday and into Saturday. We may see a little something. It doesn't look like a major event right now. It's not like it was a year ago at this time when we had an obvious snowstorm heading our way, but it's just something to watch in the extended forecast. Main issue is just going to be plain cold air and not the idea that we're going to have any issues with the roads. We don't expect any travel problems for tomorrow. Mid-20s, terrible wind chills, but we're not expecting any freeze conditions on the roadways because the dry northerly and northwesterly winds should dry the roads out quite a bit. It is definitely going to be quite the contrast, though. We're already starting to get that colder air in here right now. And Nicholas, how much longer are we going to keep going on the stream here? We're seeing a better situation overall with the weather. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm going to push something real quick to our weather app. Let's do one last radar tour and go through that forecast one more time.
Okay.
Here at 1 o'clock, we'll do a 1 o'clock forecast. We'll record that, and then we'll dip out. So I'm about to send this push notification here. Right.
Yeah, we're not letting our guard down. We're still going to watch this thing as it goes across the area, but we're getting down to the point where it's almost completely out of the area. I mean, this thing is flying along. Current situation on radar right now shows that we are we're seeing the line now in Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties. The worst of the weather is over with in Mobile. We still have some moderate rain in Baldwin County, but it's improving. It's gusty, it's chilly, but we're not seeing severe threat. Pensacola, the severe threat is over. The only issues that we could see are going to be right along the immediate edge of this. It's going to be Navarre, Fort Walton Beach, Destin, Eglin Air Force Base, Niceville, Valparaiso, that area there. So Crestview is coming through you right now with the threatening weather. This is a 30-minute loop, and you can see how quickly it is moving. And in another 30 minutes, it's going to be on the edge of the forecast area. Within an hour, it's going to be gone. So that gives you an idea. Pensacola, it's past you. It looks like Navarre and Gulf Breeze getting hit pretty hard right now. Pensacola Beach, that's going to track along Highway 98. So here between Destin and Fort Walton Beach, with the potential of severe weather. It's a low tornado threat today. The structure of this line is pretty straight. It's linear, so we'll just watch it as it comes across. We did get a gust reported at 60 miles an hour that just popped up on the chat. So we have a northwest at 14 with a gust of 60 at one of our sites. So I'm going to hit show on that, see if I can get it to meet our observations. I'm not going to be able to decode that on the air. Looking at
not sure which one that one
the
is.
tornado watch. Right now, Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties remain in the tornado watch. The rest of the area has been dropped on the tornado watch. And as far as the severe line going to the high-res HRRR, you can see by 5 o'clock, this thing is long gone. I'm going to back it up a little bit. Even at 2:15, it's showing the line to the east of the area, so it looks a whole lot better. The next big story will be the cold temperatures. And our forecast temperatures from the high res show that we could be in the mid-30s by 7 o'clock in Lucedale with a wind chill probably around 20 to 25 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be ripping. By the way, a lot of our viewers are just joining us now on the live stream. So welcome to all the viewers that are just joining us now. We're here kind of wrapping up our long-form non-severe weather coverage that we just did, but I just wanted to send something to the weather app. If you're wanting a forecast update, here we go. We're doing it now, and we'll reset back up to the top, actually, and really quickly do radar once again, and then we'll kind of pick right back up where we were.
All right, I'm going to put it at the top in play mode.
Awesome. So we'll talk radar first. If you're just joining us, it is 1 o'clock. Meteorologist Nicholas Raboso, Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith, Meteorologist Hannah Fink. We're all here in the Storm Tracker Center updating you what's going on. We have right now a line of non-severe thunderstorms that's passing across Santa Rosa and Okaloosa County. If you're in Mobile, Fairhope, Gulf Shores, Bowen, Mobile County, Bruton, Atmore, all the way up to Evergreen, Thomasville, all of these places, west of Interstate 65, all of these places, some of you are getting a cold rain, but you are all clear at this point. You are all clear, and let us know where you're watching from here in the Facebook chat. But if you're watching us live right now, we're giving you the last update here. The all clear is happening. The strongest batch of thunderstorms is actually about to move through Okaloosa County. And this is where we have some of the heaviest rain going on right now. Crestview located right here, and you actually see some of the heavy rain. And there's a little bit of lightning right now here in southern Santa Rosa County. And we're watching the lightning output on this, seeing if anything could happen. The only place with a severe threat right now is technically Okaloosa County. Everywhere else is good. But we're watching the line to see if anything does happen. But nothing really has happened with the line so far today in terms of severe tornadoes or any really severe winds. We've had damage earlier today that we've seen reported, and we had one severe thunderstorm warning. But right now the situation is, if you're just joining us in Crestview, you've got heavy rain going on. Navarre, you've got heavy rain going on as well. The velocity product not looking bad at this point. We'll watch for any small areas of rotation, but right now nothing that's screaming at us, which is great news for us. Yeah, you're right, Jason. Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah, see that? So it looks like maybe there's a little bit, and this is what we have to watch for. I mean, these are so small, little quick things where there could be this one small little hook at the edge of the line. But otherwise, this has been so far no tornado situation, so we'll take it now. But if you're in Niceville, Fort Walton Beach, yes, a line of thunderstorms is coming at you.
And you can see the Eglin Air Force Base underneath you. I mean, the visible overlay with the map background. Yeah, you're at Eglin. Right
yes,
there.
so that, and then of course there's nothing there except for Eglin Air Force Base. So, but I mean, we'll watch this, of course, if anything does happen on the reflectivity there and velocity. So that's kind of the radar update, though. Tornado watch, we're improving, right, Jason?
Yeah, tornado watch in effect for 2 counties until 6. I would say for 2 counties until 2 p.m. Technically, it's until 6 because the whole watch extends over into southwest Georgia. But this tornado watch will be dropped within the next hour. Hopefully, we do not see a tornado warning between now and 2 o'clock, but there is some potential for that in Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties. The severe threat is over for the rest of the area. The high-res Futurecast that shows by 2 o'clock, the severe line is going to be past the area. By 3 o'clock, we've got it over to Panama City, and very quickly it's going to race out of the area. Tonight, as the temperatures drop below freezing, the precipitation should be over with. The winds are going to be strong out of the northwest, which is going to dry out the roads, which is excellent. And
the Weather Service just reiterated that point.
And so we don't expect black ice tonight in our area or even any significant frozen roads. Obviously, there could be a puddle or two that could freeze, but road surfaces are so very warm that coupled with the distance and the lag between the precip and the cold air, it's just the roads are going to dry out. Our forecast temperatures we're showing at 7 o'clock with no precipitation going on in the area. We're going to be in the mid-30s in Leakesville and Chatham. We're going to be at 42 in Mobile, 45 in Bay Minette. And then overnight we drop down below freezing by 9 o'clock. You can check out Nick here tonight on Sunday night on FOX10 News. He'll get you ready for the work week with an update on these cold temperatures that are going to be swinging into the forecast area. And we've already started to see that sharp drop to the temperatures. We're getting down into the mid-40s in Leakesville and Chatham, low 50s in Mobile, mid-50s in Bay Minette presently. These are our current temperatures. We've gone from 72 in Navarre to 59 in Pensacola to 45 in Lucedale, and it's just going to be a huge change. You're going from needing short sleeve shirts and shorts to needing winter jackets very quickly across the forecast area. The inland spots, it's a totally different day. We're down to 42 in Sand Hill right now. We're almost already in the 30s in Sand Hill, and we're in the 70s over towards Destin. The winds have been very gusty, especially directly behind this squall line. The sustained winds at 24 at Pensacola out of the northwest, and the wind gusts have been very strong. We've seen up to 60-mile-per-hour gusts post-squall line with this thing. Right now, we're reporting a 37-mile-per-hour gust in Pensacola, so there is a wind advisory in effect. until later this afternoon. It's a southwest winds gusting up to 40 and then northwest winds gusting 40 to 50 miles an hour as the front clears. Tomorrow morning, we expect to see temperatures that will drop all the way down into the low 20s in Grove Hill and Monroeville. We'll be in the mid-20s in Mobile and Fairhope, 27 in Gulf Shores and in Pensacola. So very, very cold. And the wind chills are where it's really going to be felt. Single-digit wind chills, Grove Hill and Monroeville, 12-degree wind chill in Mobile, a 14-degree wind chill in Fairhope in the morning. Winter coats, have them ready. Extreme cold warning for tonight and tomorrow. Wind chills in that 5 to 15-degree range. That's how cold it's going to feel. And we could see some issues with the pipes tonight. You need to do your pipe preparations. If you haven't done it already, let the rain clear, and then you got a little window of opportunity. May have to have a heavier jacket on, but you can get all that done if you need to cover your faucets, or you need to wrap pipes or put some skirting up around the house, whatever you can do. You know, some of the modern houses that are built on a foundation where you've got a lot of insulation in the walls are less vulnerable than some of the places like older style houses in the older parts of Mobile and Pensacola, or any older home that's not on a foundation that has a crawl space underneath it. They can be very vulnerable, or they don't have the insulation in the walls. They can be very vulnerable to frozen pipes. Any exposed pipes, got to get ready for that. Extreme cold watch will continue for the following night, for Monday night into Tuesday, with wind chills around 8 and air temperatures that will be colder. So we had this severe threat today. We will be seeing a change in the extended forecast where we're going to see more of a cold weather threat. And it's storm tracker alert for Monday and Tuesday. Just want to make you aware that we're going to have some really cold air coming in here. 25 on Monday morning, 20 on Tuesday morning. And these are the forecasts that kind of a general rule number for the middle part of the forecast area. Further north, the numbers are going to be a little lower than what you see on your screen there. And long range, we've been keeping an eye on this too. It should be below freezing just about every single night for the next 7 days. We do expect some clouds and a little system to glide by on Friday and Saturday. Precipitation chances right now are pretty low. We'll continue to watch out for that. We've looked at both the GFS and the European model, and they're not showing any significant winter precipitation at the end of the week, but that'll be something to watch out for. So that's what we have going on right there with your 7-day forecast, Nicholas.
Yeah, real quick before we wrap this up, I want to go ahead and give you a little power outage update, because a lot of folks are tuning in and saying that there are some spotty power outages. I want to talk also about damage. This is in the Foley Grove community. It's on the south side of Foley near County Road 65. And you can see here that we had some metal that was blown around in this area. And of course, this is a community that they do have a lot of awnings based on the style of homes. So you have a lot of pieces of metal like this, and it looks like some stuff got blown around again. This video from the Foley Grove community sent in here. We thank you for sending in this video. And if you have any video, you can send it in right here on the FOX10 weather app. Scan that QR code, or if you're on the app, check it out. But that's what we had. I'm going to really quickly pop off the iPad source for just 1 second here. I'm going to switch gears. Well, actually, no, I might be able to do it. Let me see. I'm going to hop to power outages, because I do want to talk about those power outages that we have. This is Alabama Power's map, and we do have some spotty power outages in the Mobile area. You can see all these little icons. Those are customers that are out. Very spotty. But it's just kind of different locations. There's no really massive locations that I have seen with lots and lots of outages. Riviera Utilities seems to be doing good. But for folks with Baldwin EMC, there are a couple more outages here. Looking at the Foley area, looks like one near Duke's Lane, right along 59 here. That's one outage that we're seeing. Also here near Sherman Road and County Road 12, that's another outage with 29 customers impacted there. And also a larger outage here down at the beach right now on Beach Boulevard. just to the west of Gulf Shores proper. That is where we do have another outage. So that's just kind of the outage update right now. 68 customers out there along 112, Alabama 112 there, and Magnolia Farms Road, just off Interstate 10, a little small outage. So that's just kind of the deal there. And just zooming the map around, you can see some of those outages. A larger outage is up on the northern part of the county there, near Tensall, where we do have more folks out there. That's Warren Road, Holly Creek Road, Southfield Road there. So just some of the outages to talk about. But other than that, we are seeing improving conditions. And as Jason mentioned, the cold weather is on the way. So we thank you so much. A lot of folks tuned in for this. We're going to keep providing updates throughout the evening, though, Jason. I mean, I'll be on this evening and we'll have more updates, of course.
Yeah, stay safe out there. We'll continue to keep you posted here on Fox 10 News. Have a great afternoon.